All right, it is Wednesday. You know what that means? It is Mahjong time, and it will be Nathaniel and Dustin to start us off here with the B1 matchup that should be quite entertaining. Dustin, I know you said you had your eyes on this one.
Yeah, I had my eyes on this one because Dennis Taco dealt into Show Sushi just a few days ago, and I'm waiting to see how he recalibrates to get back the points that he's missing out on.
Well, that's why we have our eyes on Dennis now, isn't it? Well, let's actually swap around perspective to the dealer. In this very exciting set of games, we have Takahito Penguin Knight as our current dealer in East 3. To the right, Jerry. Across the table, Dennis, as mentioned. And on the left, Anya declaring Arichi. We've got Jerry leading the pack here in 5th place. And the other players all trailing behind, hoping to pick up some points. This is session 3, so after these 4 games are finished, they will be halfway through the season.
And that is Tenpai for Taka, but doesn't gonna not gonna take that Conchan away with 2 out. Very understandable.
It'll be interesting to see if he takes this one, though. The Shabo might be... Oh, the 8 So's come out once. That'd be the tile you're targeting.
It is a little better, but it's still I don't know about a Ricci for that.
Mm, not even willing to play out the 9, so going to play a little bit passively. Looks like Taka's gotten off to a good start in this game, up to 44-6, and the dealer as well. Maybe with the lead, he's thinking he doesn't have to challenge so aggressively.
Okay, yeah. Thinking a lot for that pawn from Dennis. Gotta take the Tenpai. Not quite a Yaku yet, but close to Chinitsu.
Oh, Chi.
Can Chi and wait, I mean the wait isn't dead.
It isn't dead. That's a promising sign. It is 12,000 point Hadamon, and he'll go for it. Formon Tempai.
There's one more left in the wall, and if you're in Ricci, you don't really have a choice.
Dennis might as well be in Ricci himself. He only has one tile in hand. If he draws another Mon tile, he could switch. I think all other
Yeah.
tiles will be discarded. Anya looking at 2 tiles in the wall. Dennis only one. Oh, sorry, you're right.
If
Anya
it is the
only one.
door, he has to switch, but that's kind of a given. But Formon would also be Nakasuchi at this point.
Oh, there's the Formon. Well, Taka's not going to drop that one. And yeah, only one force so in the wall. 1 versus 1. 1 versus 0 at this point. Is the Formon safer than the 6 pin? This is his last discard. Let's go. And to
So not
Ryukyoku we
quite getting
go.
that Hanuman.
And Jerry will be the dealer now. Jerry has seen pretty good success up to this point. Joined the league fairly recently, has promoted nearly every season up to the B1 division, hoping to make it into the A leagues very soon.
Yeah, that's a very strong start. I haven't been following as closely, but surely he can pull out some good work there.
Opening High Pie seems to be okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to make much value out of this, though. If you draw the 7 so and you find yourself with Ipeco, maybe Pinfu as well, that'd be fantastic. If you draw the Formon, that'd be great as well. But right now, no one's drawn the Formon. Dora.
Yeah, Anya is making a play at a fast hand, but just isn't quite drawing any useful tiles after the Chun call. Oh, that penchant villain is really nice for Jerry. Throws the door accepting 5 mon though.
Playing for
So you don't
maximum
really
acceptance,
need that.
perhaps.
Yeah. The Ricci Pinfu with a good weight.
That hand came together really quickly. Looked like it had a lot of awkward shapes to fill, but or resolve rather. It gets the Ipatsumo reach, Ipatsumo Pinfu, and Ura would make it 4,000 all.
What about Ura 2?
6,000 all.
Um,
Fantastic. Just sticks with the 26 all, but picks up the Ricci sticks and collects a little extra with the Honba as well. So Jerry getting back to the game up to 25,000 points.
Maybe this is the secret to climbing quickly. Just sumo and ipatsu. The sand is looking similarly decent. Will it fill in as quickly? It's a Rhiannon fill, but the solely awkward shapes to deal with.
Yeah, interesting choice there whether or not to keep the awkward 8-9. So, well, hang on a second.
On
Dennis.
the turn 3 Ricci. On the 4 Kanchan. Of course, Anya drew the Demon tile on ipatsu.
But held it.
Yeah, it's still useful.
And on Siege on 10, she could see herself getting an early Ricci as well. Ideally, she would draw the 5 pin, but Jerry draws one of those instead. And he's continuing to play.
Another 4 pin.
Yeah, Anya correctly cutting 6 pin here, dodging and dealing. And also slightly lowering Jerry's chances of being able to fight, although he's trying. 4 is a little bit of a push, 5 so. Also,
Right.
that one
The
gambit
5
so.
pin feels like a back burn away, but so you avoid dealing on that 4 pin. Just have that 4
Exactly.
pin as your pair. Oh,
Jerry surely has to give up on this shape now. 3 of the 6 pins gone. Yeah, 5 pin, 7 pin's going to come out. He'll try to find another block. All the shapes that players are looking for.
okay. Yeah, Anya, I think, draws the first door, just sends it out. There's no fear. Oh, I could have drawn another pair, but it's too many pairs. Yeah, that's 3 pairs in the discard now.
An abnormal amount of pairs, if you ask me.
Especially mostly sequentially.
You know, Taka might eventually deal his 4 pin in if he runs out of safety here because all these pin tiles are coming out. They're 3 2 pins, 3 5 pins, 3 6 pins. The odds that the 4 deals in are starting to become reduced.
It's a little surprised Anya actually folded on drawing the 1 Mon. But it's still, yeah, back into Ishanten, though a worse one.
7 pin does pass. Jerry also still Ishanten finds a Tempai. I'm sure he sends this one. Yeah, with a
The
Ricci too.
Ricci, I mean, I'd definitely take the Tempai, but the Ricci is a little much.
Oh, before a Suji trap. Not many draws left, but Anya's out. Actually, she drew into Tempai there and was not willing to play the 3 so.
Yeah, Sanzo only Suji to the first Ricci.
Yeah, there were a number of 5 so out. A bit of a copy forming, but definitely tough to take risks against a dealer Ricci. And so we go to another new Kyoku. Jerry continues the dealership here. Eastwind is the Dora, and his high pad looks, well, fantastic.
It does, but Dennis has a pair of the Dora, but where are the other 2? How long will he be waiting for those?
Oh, thank you for pointing out there are no sounds. Now, it says the volume is on, but let's see if this fixes it.
Oh yeah, that should be good now.
Excellent. Shout out for the tip.
The Force draw very crucial for Jerry.
Yeah, kind of interesting which shape you want to keep. I not the 2 5 so overlaps with the 6 7 so, but
But Sanmanchan, yeah, 3 Mon looks very superfluous there.
no, that 5 pin draw makes this shape excellent. Uh, lots of options for your pair candidate. And if you happen to draw just like this,
each.
you get a Diamond Tenpai, Richi, Pinfu, Tanyao, huge potential for Jerry. Could be another 12,000 point hand. Plus, there's 3 Richi sticks now in the middle of the table.
It doesn't get the Ipatsu this time. There's only 3 of the winning tiles left on the wall.
Yeah, although with the central weight like this, 3 is okay. That number I feel terrible about.
Don't.
Dennis. That was not quite Tenpai.
A fight from Ishan 10, but that will sting a bit. Dennis still in 3rd place. Jerry makes it over, collects the big on the sticks as well.
Yeah, at least, yeah, that didn't hit her, I don't think. So it wasn't too bad of a deal-in.
Getting word that this is not a round 3 game. This is a round 1 game that is being played in a makeup game. And that is because both Dennis and Takahiro were in Japan during WRC as the season was starting. And so they couldn't play the round 1 games. And so they found a time to reschedule it. Fantastic. Catching up. I have yet to catch up in my own tables. That's happening next week.
Gee.
Hopefully, but you'll catch up too much as far as points. I need those points, Nathaniel.
It's okay. You can donate a few points to me.
To you? I don't know about that. We'll see.
Did you see?
Jerry already e-shot in for a while, but not a good one.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm watching Takahiro on the left and trying to decide, will we ever see a con? This is kind of interesting.
Maybe right even here, but I don't think so. This just happens to draw that 4-so.
Yeah, if we draw 4-so, I think we'll see the con. But there are almost no 4-so left. There's only 1. Meantime, Dennis gets a Tenpai. Doesn't slam the Ricci this time. He wants to do better, and I think he can do better. I'm looking for... Actually, I don't think he can do much better. Because the 7 and 9-so that he needs to draw are all held by Jerry almost.
Well, he could draw the 6-so.
True. The 6-so.
And he doesn't know those 9-sos are
is
gone.
all held by Taka. Alright, he waits a little bit and then slams the Ricci.
Oh, no, he waited 1 turn because I'm here.
That's true. That Ricci's not going to stop Taka from checking the 8-mon. Tenpai on 4-7-so. 3 8-so in the wall. 2 of the 4-7-so are left in the wall. And the 8-so comes through for Dennis. Ricci Tsumo. Ura as well. So that would be approaching 30,000 points again.
It makes up for the points lost before. Jerry, with the discipline fold, had the Salmon-chan, drew the Salmon-chan again, just sent it right back out. Oh, this is a very good starting hit for Dennis. One away for the bad weight Itsu, or just likely could get a Salmon-chan. Very likely, and Pinfu possibly could call.
You should not call.
You should not call.
Should
not
no,
thinking,
Dennis, not
Dennis,
like this.
Dennis, this could be worth so much more.
Imagine Ricci Pinfu. It's okay. This will put him over 30,000, and then he'll start.
I mean,
slamming.
There was like a decent chance of it being Ricci Nomi as well, I suppose.
Yeah, but you never look at that and say, "Oh, this is going to be Ricci Nomi." If you end up with Ricci Nomi, then you just swap. You don't take it. You swap something else. But Dennis will win the hand, 1,500 points off of Takahiro, and well, positions don't change, but Dennis will get a reroll.
Yeah, that hand or this hand rather, is not as good as the last one, but it has potential. It has 3 pairs. It could become Chitoy.
It could become a flush, maybe. Yeah, this is one of those things where, you don't get insanely strong starting hands every hand, right? Only a few times in the course of a series. And so it feels like when you
Yeah.
get those hands, you really want to make them count for a lot of points, or at least a Ricci. But
If the reach you could get Ura 1 or 2 or Ipatsu and Sumo and so on.
mhm.
It's like maybe I could call a third one. I don't know if I'd call the second one that early.
Wow, these so draws are filling in. We might see ourselves with another Itsu. There is a
Oh,
chance that Jerry drops the 8 so. I don't feel as bad about a Chi of the 8 so in this hand than the 9
I
so in the
wouldn't
previous
either.
hand. So.
リーチ
Ooh, Taka gets there first. Ricci, Pihu, Dora, waiting 5-8 pin.
At least here you could also pivot for a flush for extra value,
Sumo.
although it's not great, but just Ipatsu Sumo. Pifu, Dora, Ruadora.
No, this is
No
Taka we're talking
Ruadora.
about. He would not hit an Una. He's too nice.
We'll see.
Look, Taka and I are both from Illinois. We just don't do that here.
That's good for me.
Boom.
I'll take all the Ura.
Yeah, just remember that when I face you in Texas. That's coming up in like a week, a little over a week.
Just
You
a
can
little
push
bit.
against my Ricci because I don't hit Uda.
And I
Boom.
clearly never get punished. I got punished.
Anya making progress here as the dealer. Has all the blocks she needs.
チ
2 incomplete shapes in the Manzu, 1 in the Pinzu, 1 in the Sozu, 566. Problem is, they're all incomplete. All right, one finally comes to fruition. You start to get nervous when everyone is calling around you and you've got a great hand, but the shapes just aren't filling. So at least one has filled in. And a second. The tune is awesome because now she doesn't need to open the hand. It's a little efficient typically to keep 2 pairs, but Anya wants to guarantee the Dora usage, and so the 6-0 is coming out most likely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although with the 2 calls on the board, you kind of have to call that, but that's if you get a call. If you just happen to draw your tiles, then
チ
that is a call.
It is a
That
call.
is
It's not the
senpai.
one we really want, but
リー
the
チ
1-4 pin is starting to come out, and she might be running out of time here. We will see the Ricci. Yeah, out of time now. Taka and Totsuate, 5-mon, 8-mon, and the Northwind. The Shabo might be better here. I wonder if Anya considers 2-pin. No, just sticks with the Gembutsu weight.
Yeah, it is tempting, but even if you like swap back to the other Yamen, it is not good.
Dennis
No.
plays the Nakasuji 4, and sticking with the trap weight pays off for Anya. It looked pretty safe. And that's exactly what she was relying on. So into South
Yeah.
2, repeating as dealer. South pair in the pocket.
Yeah, 4 pairs even. Will Anya pawn any of those pairs?
ポ
I'm
ン
not sure. That's what I would do.
Well, especially with Taka opening up here, I am feeling a little bit more aggressive.
Boom.
And yeah, South comes out first, so that's a great start. However, Taka gets another pair in the Manzu, so a flush brewing.
Yeah, that 9-1 will be a little hard to get.
Yeah, it depends if he ends up pairing more tiles and goes for a toy as well. That 9-1 should filter out. That's an excellent draw for Anya. In fact, she goes as far as dropping 8-so. So that implies to me there are some thoughts of a flush. I mean, I guess 3-so, 5-so has a lot of improvements. Maybe that's the thought instead, just too many pairs.
Well, it's surely just the power of Sanzo.
That could also be a justification. Dennis Ishan 10, but does he want to risk Monsu? 1-mon clears. And this is going to be Tempai for Taka. Can choose the Shaba weight 8-mon Hatsu or the multi-sided 4-7-mon.
Oh, that 4-7. I don't like that.
He's going to miss out on the Roan as a result, but it would have just been 2,000 points, so maybe he's not feeling too sad about that. Yet. Ipeco draw, potentially for
No
Dennis now, although
con
the 5...
from Anya. That's 7-1. That has to come out. It doesn't have to, but it's actually not coming out.
Jerry,
I guess
very
it was that
disciplined.
A1 Tadashi.
Absolutely.
Well, Dennis also being disciplined. Anya, oh yeah. Definitely you want that Saman-chan, so also avoid stealing in.
I was thinking
But
there might be a
Dennis does
world where
have the door
Anya
pair.
cuts like 5, 3, and 1 and holds that 6 pawn and ends up with a flush 2.
Yeah, that was a possibility, but I guess doesn't want to read too much this late.
ドン
Yeah, it was expected. I mean, it's Honey Tsunomi and you have Dora pair. It's a half Suji. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay, just Dennis didn't know that I was watching. If he knew that, he would have gone 2-mon and committed to the bit.
Oh, that's too much of a bit.
I don't know. My brain cannot help but play that way. 5-mon early here. That's the play that you make as dealer. That's a
Possibly
dealer.
for the Chi toy.
ポン
That is already 4 pairs, setting up the early Suji trap, but it is near the door, so it's a little weak, except
Boom.
for trapping the wall. No, we're just going toy here.
Yeah, those get on the tune, but maybe toy in the future.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard maybe with 2 5s to pawn.
Yeah.
We don't have a Doko possibility anymore.
Anymore, you say? As if there was a realistic Doko chance before.
ポン
Wow, pulling here implies maybe a Chanta. Right now, the pair is the Haku, but that can easily be swapped around. Even end up on a Tanki weight if you pull in the Haku. Ooh, Dora. It's
It is
tough.
kept for now. Yeah, it's very hard to use throwing all those Dora connectors.
So one of the issues with just throwing out the Dora carelessly here is the discards on the right and the call give the appearance that it could be Toy. And if it is Toy, you do not want to drop a Dora into it.
Right. It at least shouldn't be Honitsu, so there is that.
Right. The 5-mon, the 7-mon cut early would be quite unlikely.
But I think especially now that I have the 5th pair as Anya, I would just Sakiguri the Dora. There are weak pairs for Toy, but they are enough pairs.
Technically enough pairs, Toy, a theoretical possibility. Yeah, Taka has decided he's never dropping this Dora. And again, he doesn't really need to in such a significant advantage. Ishanten for Jerry on the right, looking to pair something up. Or find some sort of 7. 7-pin has been discarded twice from his hand. But really he's hoping to pair the 9-pin or even the 8-pin up.
Yeah, Anya sent the door out, but Taka's still holding on it now. There was a...
Maybe there's a world back in to Tempai
Yeah, it's
after
very tough.
Probably would need to increase the number of draws with a poem. No, he's out.
Finally Tempai for Jerry, but it has the Haku. The Shanpai 7-so, though.
Dennis finding a path to Tempai as well. Won't be able to win this hand, no Yaku, but At least until the last discard. At least he'll be collecting points in theory. And so it's been called, so safe. Oh, the 4!
Oh,
4
the force so.
The last discard. Hote only.
Well,
Dennis.
that is saving points.
Yeah, it is saving points,
1,000
honestly.
versus 1,500.
Anya would have paid out 1,500, as you said. Only 1,000. And Tuck says, all right, I was going to pay out points, but I'm not either. So the question is, should Dennis have taken that roam?
Oh, absolutely. The Hote emotional damage is
I see.
too good.
Even though he would have gotten more points just letting it go to New Kyoker?
Well, do those extra points even matter?
They 500 points, it probably won't matter. And here's another important aspect, is that came directly from his competition for 3rd place. So that actually might be more relevant. Because he didn't know whether or not Anya was Tenpai. In fact, could have suspected a Tenpai because the Forso was
actually,
discarded.
no. If we got Chitoi Dora Dora with that extra 500, you'd be above 30k. And his hand is shaping up to be a possible Chitoi Dora Dora. 4 pairs and a single Dora. So, but throws one of those pairs away. Doesn't need the Chitoi.
Yeah, the problem is you have Taka on the table, and everyone who's been in an Armor voice chat with Taka knows that he's going to draw pairs. This is Tenpai for Dennis, but he has to drop the Dora for it.
I mean, if you're already giving up on the 4th pair, you might as well just take your Tenpai.
It
See what
feels
you trapped.
fine.
1
Yeah.
The one left, the 1 pin. Oh, actually, 2 outs total. That feels a bit less fine, but
The thing is, if you don't take this, what is your play, right? You'd have to draw perfectly the 7 so or something to get, like, none of the other draws give you a good weight, so you might as well try to trap the 1 pin and hope that comes out first. Definitely some risk attached to this, though. Oh, there's the 7 so. Maybe you could have waited.
yeah. I mean, there's like the school of thought of like seeing that your Shabo potential was pretty
Con.
out there and just trying to commit to the Chitoi.
Wait, who's winning on the 8 pin?
That's Jerry being Dama.
Jerry. Didn't want to take the risk.
Of not reaching after the con.
Yeah, wants a better weight. It has a good improvement draws now. Like this one. 4-7 pin. If he
I mean, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah, Taka
3.
doesn't want to reach with the con, but Taka has the 691 Tenpai. It's very. Yeah, that's been dropped yet. Jerry has 3 of them.
3 non-safe. Jerry's reaching. Oh, Jerry with the Tsumo. We'll see if that con gives him extra value. Richi Tsumo Pihu. Well, hits 1 Uda, not because of the con, but that's some bonus value, and first place is under pressure now. Dennis lost his stick, so the gap between him and Anya is a mere 1,100 points. We've got 2 battles on our hands right now.
Yeah, especially like the con without the Ricci seems a little suspect, I suppose, but wasn't punished too bad for it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those spots where Taka doesn't really feel like he can cut the 6-0 there. And so his only way to keep playing the hand is to con. But he doesn't want to Ricci ever because that leaves him vulnerable and he can deal into the dealer. And so he just cons to not have to discard the tile, so he gets to keep the Tenpai. However, Jerry won the hand, so first place is still up for grabs.
Oh, is this 8 Doko? The blocks are there, but not really.
Yeah, it needs to find a 6-0 or 7-0,
Actually, yeah.
but it could happen.
It's only one of the 7s though. That gives
Taka.
Doko and Toy Toy potential.
Taka forcing some major value here. Toy Toy Chinitsu? Door 2?
C.
Jerry will not get Doko this way.
We need the local Yaku, the small Doko.
Show Doko. Eight Mon once in the wall, 8-pin twice in the wall, so pretty decent chances that Jerry can pull this one in. If Jerry draws the Dora, does he just throw it back?
It's tempting, right? I feel like you have to switch just to like avoid dealing in on the Dora, especially.
Yeah, the 6-mon actually doesn't look that bad with the 5-mon Puln. In terms of like its quality as a weight. Of course, it's the Dora indicator, so it's always a little tricky. The 3d10 risk is none though, because the 9-mon has already seen 4 copies.
Okay, bit of an awkward Shantan for Taka.
Top by for Dennis. He has Tanyo Dora 1. Will be enough to confirm position. Oh, there's the 8. The 3, though, that's going to deal into... Eh?
Dennis. Hello?
He thinks about it. He thinks about it. Says, yeah, I will.
Like,
I will
what?
actually take this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you have to confirm your third. Like, even like getting, say, Jerry to deal into, yeah, Hanuman, it doesn't change your placement.
All right, well, that will end things. Taka does preserve the first place barely, 25.7 to his total. Jerry with a 13.5 second. Dennis grabbing third. Anya the fourth. You don't need to see the big screen. Looks like Aaron is on his way back to A2, so we'll see if anyone pulls ahead, follows him up, and if he can maintain that advantage. And are we going to catch game 2? Feels like we should, because we missed part of the start of the first one.
It's not starting quite yet, though.
Oh, I see. Oh, there's other games going on. We have Claire, Max, Harrison, Zalone.
That is likely to be an interesting one.
Yeah, it has gotten underway already. What do you say? Wait or swap?
I think we could swap.
All right, let's do it. This is an A1 matchup, folks. A1 4. And it'll take me but a moment to put these names in. I remember Harrison was one of them. But also Zalone, Claire, and I think Max was the last one. Max S.
All right. Max with an okay looking hand here. Draws the nice Sanzo. So it has, yeah, Kanchan and Ryanman for Tempai. Yes. I feel like keeping that Sansa would be pretty good. It's a 5-pin floater. I guess it is nice to draw around it. Especially if we draw a 6-pin and can accept another Dora. So drawing the 7-pin with the 7, 8, 9-pin would be a little awkward, though. So you could, like, force Tanyo from that point.
Ooh, well,
Yeah, it
this
gets
makes the shapes easy.
yeah. Ryoncon, Ryanmani Shanten.
Beach.
Just fill in your Ryoncon for
Look at this
Ricci
beautiful
Pinfu.
trap on the Tuso.
I'm not sure. Is that Sotogawa enough?
I would feel pretty comfortable dropping the Tuso against this.
I think
Harrison is
Max does
the
like to do this.
yeah, oh absolutely. He loves his trap weights.
But it's like borderline.
The thing is, Harrison has the Tuso, but he's so close to Tempai, he wants to take this fight. Harrison likes challenging.
Yeah, I mean, with Sabanchan Ryaman, I feel like you can't not challenge.
Yeah,
Oh,
although
throws the Sanso. Doesn't want
uh-oh.
to throw the Suji 3-pin.
Uh-oh, Tuso's coming. I think Harrison
He's
also noticed that all the one-so are out, so it's not an actual Samenchan anymore. And the Tuso, one chance, Sotogawa. Yeah,
Dong.
Max gets it. Richie P. Fedora Uda hits as well. Classic Max. It stands for maximum pain when you play against him.
right. This is why one chance isn't real. I mean, maybe he's scared of the 3-pin, even though with Suji it is Max's favorite tile, I believe. But
Oh, I did not consider that.
I think I'd just throw it anyway. One chance is so fake because it deals into Pinfu.
It wasn't just a one chance. It's like the one so and three so were both sumo giri. Like both of the three so were sumo giri as well as the one so. That was just the perfect storm to make that two so look safe. And Max reaps the rewards up to 40k. His high pie looks like it's might turn into a flush. If he doesn't draw a strong block soon. Harrison on the right also building a flush. This one in the Pinzu.
Beach.
It's a nice conscience villain, but it's a fast Ricci on a good weight from Zilong.
Now this is Zilong that I'm used to seeing. Very heavy on the Ricci. I played against him in the first session and I had a pretty decent series, but I took a fourth because every time I got a hand, he would open and speed his hand to victory. And I said, "That's not Zilong I'm playing. Who's taking his controls? Where's the Ricci heavy Zilong that I'm used to playing against?"
Yeah, Claire has really good shape, so might be incentivized to throw that 9-pin eventually. It's a little sus of the 5-pin early Ricci, I believe, especially.
Oh, here is one of those 6 pins. Max can just hold on to this and cut an honor tile instead, or even play it more safely.
Sumo.
Yeah, that's fair. And just Sumo.
Sumo Udatsu, that again is
Or a
the Zilong
Sanso.
we're used to seeing Mongon value and Max eating the Oyakabudi back into 35-9. It is along with the lead, and I took a step too far. Harrison will have the dealership.
Okay, there's potential in this hand, but it does need Sanso. Perhaps even twice. Surely Harrison could draw it. But Tuso is also pretty acceptable.
Yeah, these draws looking pretty fine for Harrison. One Mondura, once held on the left. Really exciting Anko of Haku across the way. But will Claire have to open the hand to reduce the value?
Harrison even gets the Sanso.
Harrison, not only with the Sanzo, but also 4-pin in hand. Could connect to that. Could connect to that on the lower side. I think he usually passes these ones.
On the lower side. Now, doesn't believe in that.
Unfortunate. Still holding the Hatsu, though.
Yeah, I feel like getting the one so again is a little unlikely. Could just be a Sakagiri. throwing that 4-pin, but you do lose a lot of acceptance. Because you don't really need it that much of this hand.
Yeah, he's just trying to maximize his acceptance for a pair in the Sosu. As of now, 1, 2, 4, 5, all will count as a valid pair.
Each.
Claire with a Tempai did not need to open the hand. Waits on the Sanzo.
Yeah, with the Ricci as well.
Ooh,
That
gets the
gets the
Suji
post
trap.
Ricci Suji trap.
Strong.
It's too good.
This 8-so is Sotogawa. He'll push this one. Sotogawa 1 chance. Outside that second discard 7. 1 mon. Well, this is Tempai. 3-6 so. Ricci
リーチ
Pinshu looks good enough. Safe entry. Maybe he considered for a moment to Dama and try to snipe the 6, but he
Tsumo.
believes in the wall. Reach. Ipot Tsumo Pinfutora.
Yeah. Because you don't need that 4-pin after all.
That is a huge swing. Right into third place, but approaching second. It gets the double east in his next opening hand.
Yeah, the scores are a lot more evened up now. Oh, the double east and the green dragon pair. Almost enough blocks for a flush. Doesn't keep the south run though.
Almost enough blocks.
ポン
But yeah, another flush for Zolong as well. Definitely more of a commit.
In this game mode, we don't have red 5s, and it's a classic play without red 5s. Play for the flush instead. Yakuhai Yakuhai and 2 Han Honitsu. Instant Mongon.
Yeah, Harrison is probably going to feel the
Gee.
pressure. We'll just have to accept the 1 or 2 Yakuai if they even come out.
I always wonder in this spot where Zolong doesn't need this 3-pin rule, basically never use it. Is it still better to cut the south because players might not think that you're close to Tempai? Like you haven't made any Pintel overflow? And so they might be more inclined to drop a Haku? Oh, it doesn't matter.
No.
ドン
He
no,
gets it
doesn't
anyway.
matter. From out from Max as well, it has third.
That's the play. Yakuhai Yakuhai. 2 Han Honitsu.
Yeah, but still thought it was still not quite Tempai yet.
That was a very quick discard from Max. I wonder if it's this. Like, I had this happen to me recently in an online event where I saw the flush happening and I said, they are 1 away from Tempai. I really hope I don't draw a Montile, because if I do, they're going to call it into Tempai, and then if I draw another Montile, it will deal in. Because the only bad Sujis were 4-7 and 5-8. And sure enough, I draw the 4, discard it because I know they're Ishan 10. They call it. I instantly draw the 8. And I previously said, this is going to deal in if I discard it. And because of that, I just discarded it really quickly so that I didn't have time to stop myself from discarding it.
Oh.
And of course, it dealt in for maximum value.
Well, could have been worse. You could have just dropped door early and drawn it again, just like so long. That hurts even more than that.
リ
Surely.
ーチ
Reach from Harrison. It's a
Oh,
long...
the double deal-in tile draw Anipatsu, the classic.
It'd be hilarious if they were all 4 next to each other in the wall. 8-mon, 8-mon. Max draws 8-mon, and then Ipatsumo. So long as the dealer going to reroute. Max going to take the fight. Finally gets a Tonki he wants. The West. Let's cut West. Gambutsu to the Ricci. What could go wrong?
Surely nothing could go wrong. The door is twice out. These hands could be small. And notably that Shaw Tonki does give Max the extra foo.
That's true. Pair weight and value weight, because West is his wind.
Oh, and so long drew another Dora. It's probably safe, but just in case, maybe not the best to throw it.
It's okay.
At least you can only do into one.
If Zalong had kept the Dora to begin with, he certainly would have dealt in by now.
럼,
Instead, it will be Max who finds the last copy of the 8-mon. Chi only. The West still buried somewhere in the wall. That sends us into the South round. It feels like we've seen a lot of action, but we've had a couple of repeats, so it's only South 1.
Yeah. There's that nice Hatsu pair and the Sanzo Dora, with Claire having the 1-2 so penchant to accept the Sanzo. So 3 of those copies in the wall, but at that point it's kind of like, you might just have to like give up on it.
I am really curious to know what Max is going to do with this hand. It's got so many pairs, but I don't really want to turn it into Chitoy.
It could go Tanya. It's a little awkward.
The hand needs a couple 3-mons. Oh no.
It's
happening.
It has to be Chitoy. It's fine. Like, Max sees the value. You get your Ura 2 on your Chitoy.
That's true.
Or can this reasonably shift into Rion Peiko?
홈,
There is a path here. It does involve a
guess
3-mon
not.
draw.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that is there, actually. It's a little slim, but it is there.
In the meantime, Claire opens up with a 6, so Toy Toy or Hatsu, whatever comes first. Maybe even both. That 5-mon gives Max an option back into a normal hand. And right now, Max loves the 7 so. It looks so juicy. It looks like it's in the wall. It is in the wall. Ishanta now. Harrison across the table. Looking for 4-pin 2 so. 2-mon. Now, those are the value draws. Hatsu is still buried.
Yeah, I mean, you'll definitely even just settle for the Tenpai, of course, if it even comes. And there it is.
Found it. Let's just wait on Dora. Salong finds one on the left. He's not dropping that. Unless
Yeah,
he
even
draws
with
1 so 4 so. It might be too
No.
late though.
Yeah, I think it's too late to throw out the Dora like that.
Oh, especially with this late 1 so.
Yeah, that.
So I would like to just throw the Tsumogiri the 4 so to not reveal that I had tiles in this area. But
치,
at the same time, it is
홈,
Yeah, it could deal into the Dora shape.
exactly
Gee.
you don't want to deal it in, so it's understandable to drop it there. Tons of calling action. Everyone trying to find a Tenpai before the end of the game. Khan, Rinshan chance. No Yaku, but Rinshan. It's probably inadvisable, but Khan? No, he
Oh, no
sticks.
con.
Stays true. Unfortunately
also
for us
forces you
spectators
to
who plays
drop
correctly,
the
there's the
Ventron.
Dora, too late.
ドン
It's going to be a swap, and that's going to deal into Harrison's 2,000 point hand. He finds his way back over 30k.
Yeah, that could have just dropped the 9-mon, right? Yeah.
Oh, slimmed down from the triplet.
Or even the
That's
Hatsu technically, but
yeah, that's a good
not that it really matters because
consideration.
there are like no more draws left for a sumo anyway.
Yeah, solid. I saw the update from Korak in the chat. Garrick with a big win, and the reason I bring this up is because Garrick says that's one of the things he forgets all the time is that you can just slim down from a triplet, but apparently he
Really
has been
fast
absolutely
Ricci
paid off.
and Totsu weight from Harrison. And Max drawing the dealing tile Anipatsu, of course. Even as Tanya.
ドン
Deals in. The long Suji. Ichi Tanya.
Harrison collects more now, heading into his dealership. Might be thinking about the likelihood of getting first in this game. Wow.
Oh, it's you could go for Toy with that.
A toy flush?
It's gonna hate it. Well, I mean, but you have to with the G toy or toy there.
Oh no. It's okay. Harrison doesn't look at this and say, it's Chitoy. He looks at this and says, Su Uncle. From
Possibly,
our
but
bird's eye view, we look at the pair of Norths across the way in Claire's hand and say, probably not. 6-mon also not a live draw on the wall, so it's looking to be Chitoy.
yeah, it's like if a 6-mon would come out, it's too good not to take.
In the meantime, Claire finds the Samenchan here, Richi Pinhu. Make sure she stays in third place at a minimum, but maybe Biggie Patsumo? No. Max might have a chance to play for this.
Yeah, Harrison kind of needs to draw the 8, so.
Yeah, if he gets Chitoy Tenpai, that just deals in. The Chuso, rather.
ポン
Okay, Toy play. Not going to deal in immediately.
Yeah, should take a while. Especially with like the Sanzo Ricci tile. I feel like Harrison could just con the 2 so if he draws the last one.
Yeah, it is starting to look safe, though. 3 of the 3 so have come out. Is this the stop sign for Max, or does he shove? He will shove.
ドン
Did have a value potential to justify it. Richi Pinhu, just 2,000 points for Claire. Gets the Richi stick back and opens up a bit of a lead on Max. In all last, he's going to need to do a Mongon. About 7,000, 6,700 means he can do Sumo. No, Mongon Sumo still.
Yeah, that hand is looking a little rough for Mongon. Does have 2 pairs and a single Dora, so could go for a Cheetoy of that. But you're at the whims of the wall.
Yeah, unless someone throws out a Richi stick, it will need to be a big hand. And at the same time, you could just make sure Claire doesn't win a Mongon and get over 3,000, leaving you the only player behind. That also has a bit of value. Our dealer, though, having watched the long play in the past, he loves to run up his dealership in all last when he has the lead. If he has the opportunity to end the game, no 10, or Tenpai, and he's the dealer in all last, he will absolutely take the Tenpai. I've seen him pull another 20 to 30,000 points after maintaining a Tenpai.
Definitely possible, but Harrison's hand is shaping up quite nicely to just take a pay Nomi and go home. if that pay ever is drawn.
Or discarded. Where in the wall is that pay? We do have an interesting two-so draw from Claire. We'll play for the Onko of Tumon and the Tanyao.
Yeah, that's perfectly understandable.
5-8 so, and 7 pin are the tiles she really needs for Tempai. Fortunately, all of the 7 pin have been drawn. Other players around the table.
How would you prefer to drop the 1-mon first, though, if you were Claire? Except the 3-mon, the 4-mon.
I think I prefer cutting. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If we draw the 4-mon, I would feel rewarded, but that's about the only tile. Because my other shapes I think are good enough. Since I already have that 2-2-2-3-4 shape in the Sozu already. What is Harrison doing? He broke his Chitoi Tempai
Well,
for an Onko.
yeah, it's like it's having a little bit of a dream, right? Like if you're not gonna take, oh well,
Well, I see what
I
you're
mean, it's
saying.
like
Like
you
if
and
if
Ricci
you
on
don't
that.
believe that the 6 pin is a strong enough weight, then you hold the thought of Suonko while looking for a stronger Tonki. In this case, though, he's going to play for the
Yeah.
Toy Toy. Curious cutting the 6-0, not getting the Tanya with it.
Gets punished by the wall. Just probably believe in the pay weight being stronger, but it's just stuck in the dead wall. Then there's
That's
nothing
true.
to
The
do
pay
about
is
that.
his wall, his wind, and the wall is not.
Each.
Oh,
Going
that
out.
is that not the cheat toy, but the Mongon potential value for Max.
Sadonko on Sumo. Needs to find a 9-mon, though.
Yeah,
So
the 1-pin is dead. So I guess if, the win has to be a Mongon, but it's pretty unlikely.
Claire draws that north. It's not on the board. What do you do? 2-mon. She'll find her way out. Max missing the Sumo. Oh, but a Pon. That's Tempai for Harrison, and that gives the 9-mon to Zalong. Will he keep the Tempai? That's a Dora. Do you want to drop the Dora against Torichi?
Surely not.
He might time out at this rate. He finds the 7. Okay.
Especially against
Con, huge
the
play.
second call from your direct competition.
Love to see it. I'm a huge fan of the con when you don't need to in order to prevent your opponent from getting a draw. In this case, it would have been a high tay draw. And although we can see that there were no winning tiles on the wall, you have to appreciate the heads up con there from Claire. Max will find 3,000 points, being the only player Tempai. Zalong will breathe a sigh of relief. He did not push any further in that hand. Does claim the first place with plus 31.1. Harrison, a positive result with a 7.8 finish. Claire in third, minus 12.6. Max in fourth, minus 26.3. We update the standings in preparation for their second game. Looks like Harrison approaching the top spot in the division.
Yeah, it doesn't have any losses yet, along with Korak and Barry. Oh, any fourth places, rather.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't be too surprised that the 3 players who have avoided fourth so far this season are sitting at the top of the division 1, 2, and 3. It looks like we aren't getting that update coming through, but Harrison does jump over plus 100. And they have started their next game, but it is a few minutes to the start.
I think we could wait for it.
All right. Dustin, I realize that we have some unfinished business in A1. That's why you're sitting at 4 games played. Are you playing your any games soon?
I think I'm playing 4 presumably tomorrow.
Or tomorrow? Is that with
Senhao and Matthew and Barry.
uh
Surely Barry will no longer have 0 fourths after that.
that's the dream. I played Barry earlier this season. It is always such a tough matchup. He doesn't really make mistakes, unfortunately. Unfortunately for the rest of us.
It depends on what you would define as a mistake. I remember Barry sumoing an odd amount of Dorotanki over wider weights. I guess it wasn't a mistake if it worked, but surely it won't happen again.
I'll tell you what's not a mistake. 28% win percentage from Barry. How about Simon with that 30% though? He had a fantastic series at the table I just finished against him, picking up over 80 points in one series.
Yeah, that win average is very low though. And yeah, the points aren't really that's a 30%, but the 17.1% dealing is eh,
The lowest dealing rate is going to you. 8.2%.
yeah, Mongon dealing unjustified. Or no, it's not
Did
unjustified.
you deal into
It's just
one hand?
unfair. No, it's like
I guess
well,
eight one.
it can't be 8-1.
Yeah,
It's like it might be like 3 hands.
yeah. When my first 4 games finished, I think I'd also only dealt into one hand. It was a Mongon, so my dealing average was very broken, not in a good way. Early season stats, very funny. Frequently, we are a couple minutes away from the second game getting underway. Actually, should be starting any second now. There have been so many games played on Monday and uh, Wednesday as well. Today, on Monday, there were 16 sessions playing.
Yeah, with WRC putting things back. Well, a lot of those makeup session games are happening.
Understandable. We are underway. So we've got Max, our first dealer, opening up with the door pair, and a few other pairs to accompany that. Along to the right. Pretty average hand for Arichi. Across the table, Claire, maybe Tanya potential. And that Ricci P is possible. And on the left, Harrison. Maybe he has a chance at a Chanta. Is Harrison a Chanta fan?
I'm not a fan, but he'll definitely consider it.
Yeah, I'm going to be keeping my eye on his hand to see if he makes any plays that indicate a Chanta force. So far, he hasn't made too many decisions. Dealer as well. Will Max open the hand before the tune comes out? Before that, Red Dragon triplet is confirmed.
Yeah, the Tumon, if it just came out a little bit later, I would palm that. Still the Toy, and there's enough blocks to maybe get a Honitsu, even if you don't get the Chun pawn.
So you're thinking about the flexibility of the call, the other routes to Tempai other than relying on the Red Dragon.
Yeah, and Tumon on its own isn't that suspicious. Now, the 9-mon might be a little bit more, but it's still I'd, I'd probably do it. It's like I probably shouldn't and just expect to go Chitoy at that point, but when do I ever do that?
Yeah, I mean, stuff to consider, right? It's not, even if it's less likely that other players drop the Chun, you can still just pull it out of the wall.
Right.
And they are both in the wall. It's a very wide Ishan 10. We saw a very similar Ishan 10 previously, and I think Jerry had that hand. Long pulls in the pair, not from the diamond shape, but from the extended shape in the Sozu, and will slam Riichi Pinfu. He tried to pick the tile that wouldn't get called. Turns out that both the 4 and the 7 would be able to be called, but that's a good call for Zolong. Finds the Sumo Riichi, Sumo Pinfu, and no Ira. There's actually a little risk attached to that Riichi because the 9-mon had already been called. So the number of ways.
Easy Chonkan.
That's true. You know, I don't think I've ever won a Chunkan.
I mean, I wouldn't be worried about cotting against you, Nathaniel. But then I might just get some close cons.
So after that win, a moderate advantage here going into his dealership. So Fedora once held. I'd say this is a pretty average to slightly above average high pie Claire, though, with a triplet of the South. That is her wind, which frees her up to call away some of these bad shapes in the Monza, if she so chooses.
I feel like you could just screed it, though.
Yeah, I don't mind passing. Okay, I mind a little bit because that Mon shape is terrible. All odds, usually not a good sign unless you're playing a different variant of Mahjong.
Just believe in drawing the confirmed Itsu. Have some faith in your jaws, Nathaniel.
That is a weakness of mine. Believing that I can draw useful tiles. Oh wow, Max. Guess what? He drew a useful tile. No hesitation on this slam. 3-mon for Riichi Chun.
Yeah, understandably fast Tenpai. Surely nothing will go wrong.
One of the really nice things for Max is that the Dora just aren't super visible to the other players, but now Harrison has drawn one. He can play the 1-pin for starters. We'll go with 7-9. So he sees his route to Tenpai as drawing 2-pin and then drawing 4-7-pin as well. Oh, but he draws the deal in. We'll start with the 9 first, and he can still work around this. Maybe even with Gianpego. A big draw would be 2-mon or 4-mon right now. Ooh, but the 6 instead. Not super useful tile.
You still just, throw the 1-pin. You get Tanya this way. 1-pin's just safe.
Second Dora for Zilong. As dealer, you really want to play for this, but all your Mon tiles look bad. You've got all those even tiles, whereas Claire had all the odd ones. It does find the 2-mon. Shown by Chun, but Harrison usually trusts these.
Might just throw the 2-mon, though. Right? Yeah, it does. Surprisingly.
So gave him a path out, and he's accepting it, I guess. A little bit difficult. Basically impossible now to play for this hand. Healthy amount of respect to the Max Riichi.
Maybe a little sad throwing that 9 pin earlier, but we don't even have the Dora indicator 6 pin to win on.
Well, now the 8-so pair up. If he can somehow draw the last 3 mon, he can win the hand. Oh, there it is, third Dora, and 8 mon has to come out now. There aren't that many Suji left. 5-8
リーチ
mon's a risky one, but yeah, as expected. Dealer 3 Dora, you're not folding. He's just deciding whether to
You're
reach your Dama.
not, but I because you could just draw the 3-5 pin. I think I just Dama.
I'm sure part of the reasoning for the Ricci was the 4 pin and the 8 pin both look really bad to discard, so he's not getting it from Claire
Come.
or Harrison. So you might as well Ricci for Hanuman Sumo.
But the con for the
Each.
San Anko Tenpai with a Richi will avoid the deal and throws the Nakasuji correctly. There's that last 3 mon.
Cannot be found. It is left in the dead wall. Two players chasing that early Ricci. No one getting the window. 3 sticks in the pot and it's alone. What is this?
Yeah, double reach. Well, not quite double reach a chance.
You know,
It's like almost there.
right? And he says it's early enough. I don't even need to play for this Penchon. Give me Tanyao. Or give me Chinitsu. What is this? The problem is it gets Tenpai usually before it turns into Chinitsu. But
Well, you can just draw those Montiles. There are a lot more Montiles to draw than that 5-8 pin.
I don't like this one.
It's also, yeah, it's like practically Ryan Peiko.
Yeah,
Except you
Chinitsu,
need
Dion
to
Peiko.
prepare.
I want to see it.
With 3-6, you just kind of have to take your Tenpai if you get it.
Home.
A million taels for Tenpai for it's along. But other players opening up around the table. Will they be left vulnerable to a dealer reach? 8 pin also, I was going to say in the wall. Claire draws one. She is lacking a pair, so she could try to Tonki on this. Starts with a 5 mon. Maybe 5 pin comes out next.
The 2 mon Avenanku. It's gonna be not so great for so long. That Dorotanki for Claire. I feel like, if you do get a Nobutan, I feel like you have to switch. That many 6 in the pot, though.
Kang.
Con 5, so the new Dora. 8 pin. Harrison's gotta bail on this.
Yeah, just throw 1 3 mon. Yeah. Especially, yeah, you just expect a Chi or draw the Ryamada to end up on your own Dorotanki. Well, that's Tenpai, yeah, 5-8 pin.
Yeah, this route doesn't have the Pihu. 7 mon was another way to go, but between Pihu and Tanyao, you definitely prefer Tanyao. Just more worth more value. Winchell starting to run thin. Oh, the 5 pin.
Dom.
And that's going to be the cheap side. Richie Tanyao with chance at Uda
Pecan.
misses them all.
Yeah, not that bad of a punish for Claire, but could have been devastating.
Yeah, fortunately, she was protected from dealing it on the expected end. I also really appreciate that Zalong is live chatting the game as he's playing it.
That's a sign of strength.
It is a sign of strength. I do not have that ability.
But what if you did, Nathaniel?
That would be strong too.
Yeah, Zolong's hand is can make that 789 Sanjaku call. It draws one, which helps. But even calling that, you don't have a pair, so it's a little awkward.
I love this chance at Sanchoku. Max with the pair of Dora on the left, also feeling somewhat optimistic about the values. Just will the shapes cooperate?
Throws the 9-pin.
2 5-pin still accepts. It has good acceptance for a pair. Oh, but this is a completed shape. Well, you're dealer, so I guess you can give up on the Sanchoku. Maybe keep the Itsu thought alive.
Yeah, I would say so, but
I feel like it's typical to play for the good final shape and keep the 2-pin. However, if Delong draws a pair of 2, 3, 4, so or 3, 4, 5 pin, he can go back to the Sanchoku plan. And that might be a reason to justify keeping the 8-9 mon 8-9 so instead.
yeah, that seems about right.
I really
Just
want to
feels
see.
odd.
It considers it heavily again, but makes the same decision. One of the benefits of playing for that Sanchoku is that you have callability. Oh no, we'll just 9 mon. Okay, so just likes the upgrade now towards the low middle Monzu. Meantime, Harrison opening up for Tanya, trying to shut down this dealership.
I feel like I wouldn't be that scared of like the 6-mon.
I was wondering why it's been so long we haven't seen a Tempai. It's because Max got stuck playing for Chitoy.
Yeah, there's well, you can take the Tempai, but do
Lychee.
Lychee. Do immediately on the 8-mon.
8 mon doesn't look that bad with the 3/6 mon that are visible, but you know, it is suspicious.
Just a little bit. And Max getting a third Dora and more Tempai options will surely have to chase. Even with a few tiles left, the chance of getting the Mongon one is too strong to not reach.
The 2-mon is thrice cuts. The 4-mon not looking as bad. The amount of time spent before the 6-mon came out means that sometimes the 4-mon deals in anyways. It's just not that likely. Let's say it's more likely that the 3-mon deals in than the 4-mon.
And that Chi stole the winning tile from so long.
Wow, clutch Chi from Harrison to save some points.
Yeah, didn't take the Tempai, but did get the Tempai anyway and save points. And is even waiting on Genbutsu. Actually, the 6-mon is dead, but waiting on Tsuji.
Max considers, is it better to draw? Yeah, it doesn't. Doesn't even trust the Suji 7. It says, with this few draws remaining, perhaps I cannot get the Tempai. Oh, what do you do? Trust the 8-pin. Does not like the 3-mon here, and that is a safe route to Tempai.
Yeah, probably thinking about the Dora shape.
Yeah, Penchon is another awkward way to deal in with the 3-mon. Not just the 6/4/2 shape, but also the 1/2 mon. Sound reasoning from Harrison. He collects some points. It is still Zilong, the only player over 3,000 here in East 2. Third repeat.
Yeah, that 1-2-2-3-4 shape just feels awkward, although I think it's one of those shapes that is better than it looks.
Yeah, when you attach the 6-0 onto it and remove the 1-2-3 sequence, that you're left with a 2-4-6 Diancon shape.
地位
Dorahaku, not visible.
Harrison getting a potential flush, but does have to throw a 2-3 pin Ryaman away for it.
So we'll start to pair things up, which is a little awkward. There is the chance that the pairs turn into Chitoi, which is a way to play some degree of efficiency, but also he has to make sacrifices from some of his other weak shapes, like the Diancon shape 2-4-6-0 or the 7-9-9 extra support. And so instead he just throws the 4-mon back, declines the Chitoi possibility. Pull, we're seeing Harrison play for the flush.
It just needs to pawn that 1-mon, except it's once out already.
As a known Chitoi hater, Harrison, a big Toy fan.
ポン
And Max. The 6-0 goes to Zilong. Max down to 1 6-0 remaining in the wall. But he has 2 drawing pools for it. Harrison cannot use a 6-0.
Zalong drawing that last 1-mon and keeping it for now.
This is technically a tempai on the 8-mon for Harrison. It's not
Surely
the value
it never
play he
deals
wants,
in.
and we're going to see the pull.
ポン 地位
Wow, this is brave from Max. Chi cut 7, so 8, so he doesn't trust the 6-mon. That also means that if he draws another Mon tile, he will have no choice but to discard a Mon tile on his next draw. So it's gutsy.
Yeah, I mean, surely make the right choice.
One of the reasons Max might not be so afraid here is the fact the door has come out twice already. So a little less likely that the door suit, the flush is waiting on the door. And also, the North Call wasn't a value end, so the value end options are actually limited or completely depleted. Shun is gone, Haku's gone, Hatsu's gone, South is gone, the West. Oh, it doesn't matter. Harrison finds the last 9-mon for the Mongon and the lead.
Yeah, the 6 being enough to put him in that lead.
ID pointing out, indeed, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, fantastic shape when you don't have a pair, just as that 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 shape.
Yeah, I typically think of it more as the 6, 7, 8, 8, 9 for some reason. They are equivalent.
Yeah, I always want to just cut the 9 and leave the 8s as a pair. But if you cut the 8 and then you're left with a 6, 7, 8, 9 Nobitons, that also accepts a pair really well. It's a very useful shape to keep in mind. We've got a fancy one, East Dora. That means if Claire can pair up the East, she's going to be in the driver's seat of this hand. She might end up playing for a flush. It's not something that she has to do. Oh, especially with such excellent floating pin tiles.
Right, but do you ever really want to drop that Dora? Especially with that second call.
After 2 calls, I agree. I'm not really that interested in dropping the East. Already a tempi for Harrison. It's a cheap one. Well, Claire, no fear.
Yeah, draws the Ryaman and thinks, well, this hand is good enough to fight. You can get
With
the
Sanchoku
6
chance.
of
Oh,
8
the 7
Sanchoku.
as well. Eight upper Sozu look pretty safe. Tumon also pretty safe. We have a Arichi from Max. Hits the Tempai with Tanyao E Peiko. Waiting on the 6-mon. None of those tiles in the wall. Claire will find the 2-mon first, but if she gets to Tempai, we'll almost certainly have to fight Forso. But Harrison gets off. He cannot trust the once cut East. Maybe if DeLong had follow cut his East, Harrison would have been able to trust the twice cut tile. And instead, the 6-mon's going to come out. Was that Nakasuji? It certainly was. Post Richi Nakasuji created. And once again, Max winning a trap weight.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it really depends on how those cuts. If it looked like it could have been Chitoy, because otherwise, you figure that East probably would have just been pawned. It's like safe enough to throw, but if you don't want to or if you're not paying that much attention, or you just want to play it safe, perfectly acceptable to just fold out there.
Right. There's enough time that the East could have been paired up after the cut, for sure.
For sure, but I feel like I at least could make that. Like, surely that pair up didn't happen then, and then it did, but you never really know.
You can justify it for yourself. When the brain wants to push, you can come up with all sorts of reasons. Harrison Ishantan looking for 2-pin, 5-pin twice. Double acceptance. Nidoken. Claire flushing it up. Pinzu style.
It's a very nice 9-pin draw, but really needs that tune for the extra value, or the 7-pin, maybe even both.
Love to see Harrison keeping the 8-so over the 1-so. Gives him a chance to consider Honitsu in the future. I said Honitsu, I meant Chitoitsu. I'm not sure why I said that. Other than the fact that Claire is
Chitoy, no. From that shape? I don't think so.
I jest because Harrison would never do that.
That's just too far away.
Well, he cut the 8-so anyway, so definitely trying to avoid that scenario. It's back. It was Tanyao.
Or Tanyao. Yeah. Or Khan, even.
Max, by the way, is drawn third door, and the pairs, they come back once again. Harrison trying to increase the acceptance that he has into Tepai. Now he gets 2-so, 3-so, and 4-so in addition to the 2-5-pin. Claire plays for the Tempai on the Dora. Can always, if she draws the 8-pin, con and wait on the Shabu 8-pin Shun. Oh, can even call here. Doesn't really increase the value that much because the door is already worth a hun.
Right. But there is that pause, but Person does not want to throw the 6-pin though.
Harrison's gonna respect the flush and find another way around. Max slams a Ricci, 5-pin, 6-pin. 5-pin would be Sadanko, a huge value potential. Claire, this is a terrible tile to draw on a pause turn. She says no. going to win this hand, it's going to be Chinitsu.
That is a fair gamble to make. But it'd be really sad as Max to draw that last Dora and not be able to con it and deal in.
Along with too many Yamen. Oh, there's the Chun again. Well, it's still
no,
safe.
it's not Ipatsu. Maybe we just go back to Tempai.
She does that
Gamble a
sometimes. I
little
have
bit.
seen it. Will we see the 4-pin? No, gonna play it conservatively. I have seen Claire do that, you know, make a cut. Like get out of
Yeah,
Tempai,
actually,
draw
yeah,
immediately back to Tempai on the same tile and say, you know what, it's not Ipatsu, I'm pushing.
yeah. Now that they look at the board, it's just like 8-9 pin is just safe. So we could have just had Tempai like dropping like that. But then maybe the 1-pin drawn would have also been safe.
I didn't notice Harrison getting to Tempai, but somehow he found that path against the Ricci.
Yeah, I figured especially like drawing that weird 2, 3, 3, 4, 6-pin shape
Boom.
that it wasn't gonna happen, but somehow it did.
Yeah, I think he ended up cutting the 2.
Boom.
Okay, pull. Hang on a second, Max, angling towards a toy potentially. Should get Tempai first.
G.
Yeah. Getting that
Or-
1-mon Dora indicator is a little hard, but it is a pair. Throwing 1-pin over 5, so it doesn't get the extra path to a flush value.
Ooh,
Boom.
that's an interesting thought. We'll look at the toy straight away. Yakuhai toy.
But the 1-mon does look pretty good. It's Suji. Not that it matters for Toy, but it wouldn't deal into a flush, at least, so.
But Harrison's going to ignore whatever's in Max's hand because he has Dora 2 and a Haku 8.
Yeah, it's also like, I guess, would you really trust that it's a flush with the early 8 and the 1-pin cut? I guess you just have to defend as well as you can against the Toy.
Yeah, it's hard to defend against toy without just cutting these value pairs. Harrison is just going to play for his own hand and trust that the value is not too large on Max's side because Harrison can see 3 of the Dora. As it stands, Max is looking to pick up 5,200 points ish. Sumo of the 1-mon makes things a bit more complicated, but
Yeah, we'll worry about that if it happens.
Yeah.
Except the game will take care of that.
Con.
okay.
Con.
Door 3, forget
Dora
the foo.
3, yeah. Yeah, we don't need the foo now.
6-pin Gembu, 9-pin also very safe.
Sumo.
Oh, and there it is. Well, it does find the 1-mon, but doesn't need it anymore. It's a Hanuman. Khan flipping Dora 3. Harrison held the Tempai. Haku was nowhere to be found, and it's Max who will take the lead. South round now. West Dora. Tough Dora to use. Khan. Harrison Khan's right back. Pulls a 4-pin. That is a useful tile.
Chi.
He might end up on
Could
West
have con
Toki.
on the first draw even, but
That's a very
with the
DC thing to
Ryankan
do,
draw,
isn't it?
it can be. Waited until the hand was a little bit better. Not that much better, but better.
Boom.
Well, that Khan did make the force of the new Dora. It's alone had a pair. Gets a little bit extra value here. Echo Dora 2. Ishan then for Claire across the table. Headless. She would love to slam a Ricci. Get potential Uda. Max has been playing for the Chun or a Chanta.
Boom.
So
Whatever
there's a
comes first.
Dora pawn.
Wow.
Not a Tempai yet, but really
Scary.
threatening the board.
Ishanten for Harrison. One Mon was close to the last Tadashi, but he's brave enough to shove that through.
Yeah, it's like, could you read that two as the 2-1-1 cut?
Max declines the Chun Poland and then draws it anyway.
リーチ
There's the Ricci, 4-pin or 7-pin. We'll play the 7. Tempai for
Makes
Max.
sense. Yeah, I'm surprised we got it. We even get the Chanta on the 1-pin.
Somehow this has come together. That's door 2. Which weight? Which discard?
リーチ
Ricci. 5-pin or 1-pin? It will be the
Don't
1-pin.
About it. A little too greedy.
Yeah, 5-pin was not really safe against the Ricci. So, understandable. Oh, nothing but Yaman shapes. He can just cut 3, 5, 7 Mon. And Max is looking good to win another hand here.
Yeah, just throw the 3-5-7 perfectly and just reaching on the 3rd turn.
Perfect. Ishantam. Look, when 753 Mon comes out, you're pretty confident that they don't have any Mons in it.
No. Harrison's actually Tempai on the Dora Sansa, but throws the penchant away. Doesn't have the faith.
Is lacking in the faith. Let's see if he gets rewarded.
It's like
Or
I could
punished.
see it if he actually had like floaters, but well, now we have a floater. I guess if we draw the 8-mon, we have a 7-9-mon weight. It's like,
I mean, yeah, Pension's not good, but at least you never backfire by drawing the Dora. And also, it applies pressure. Maybe it makes Max second guess how much he wants to fight for this hand.
チ
Considers the
Yes.
Chi into Chinitsu. Oh my. Would have drawn the 7-mon anyway.
yeah, it's like I can like see it, but it's a lot of useful Mon tiles being dropped already. Like,
That
here,
is
if
the
we use
last
another
copy
one,
of the 2-mon. So that means 2-mon pull not available. Yeah, cutting 789 like this makes the plan clear. If it was a Junchan, he definitely would have capped that entire sequence. So it must be some type of flush.
yeah, because of that, Max is definitely not afraid of throwing that Sanzo out.
リーチ
So I'm not afraid to slam a Ricci. 3, 6, 9, so Huritan. You can see half his weight already. 4 tiles still remain in the wall, though.
Yeah, the door indicator is a little bit too much for Max to throw out.
Maximum value 3, so gone. No longer a potential win for Zilong.
It's the shock and Butsu Tempai, but to do all of that for Honitsu only doesn't feel as great.
Oh, there it is. So rewarded for braving 50-10. Ricci got Max off the hand for sure. Reach Tsumo Dora. Also, will bring him over 30,000 points, dipping Harrison below. Still 3 rounds to go.
So maybe if we're Zalong, we get the Itsu. I don't know, maybe it's the Sanchiku angle here again. If there's the Forso, doesn't want a regular Pinfu, just going out for the straight Sanchiku.
So a couple times we've seen Zalong aim for 789, or at least consider it. We'll see if this can come to fruition. Tough hand to play. Hand needs some very specific draws, and usually those draws don't come so easily. Clear a much more straightforward path to Tempai on the right, floating the 8-pin. She has all the blocks she could possibly want, but just in case she draws the Dora, wants to have that 8-pin around.
Yeah, and Pinfu as well.
So a Pinfu accepting draw can make a sequence now out of that Orso pair. And there's the Dora draw. So now too many diamond shapes. What do you cut? Float them all with the Forso? Okay.
It's like you could, like, fairly unrealistic, but possible Tanya agreed with 1-pin.
Tanya's
the
good,
6-0.
but it is a bit far-fetched that would come to fruition. I gotta say, whenever I have these hands with like all these diamond shapes, I never win.
But
like they're supposed to be efficient to keep, but I never draw into them.
yeah, throwing like this, you do have
ポン
6 blocks. You have like an extra Ryaman for good acceptance in the meanwhile, but still not quite getting there.
He's doing it again. Harrison's forcing Monzu flush again. Is this the normal Harrison to do thing to do?
Kind of, but especially throwing that Amon that early on kind of
Reach.
sucks.
Dama from Max, and with the Ricci from Zolong might be rewarded. Max wants the 8-mon win for Sanshoku, but one copy left in the wall. Not feeling too frisky against the dealer reach.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gets back into Tempai. It's not a Tempai you really feel like you can maintain, and if you draw something bad, it is just going to be the end of the hand, almost certainly. Because the alternative is to cut a pair, and it's probably going to deal it. 6-1's probably safer, but hard to justify like 3-mon or 2-mon here.
Yeah, if you are going to keep Tempai, I guess the half Suji 6-1 feels better than a Moose Suji. There's an idle 8-mon, but unfortunately no Yaku here. I know Tempai rather.
Okay. Con? Does Harrison spot it? He will.
Does.
Excellent. That's twice in back-to-back games we get to see the con prevent a draw from the Ricci player, a high-tay draw from the Ricci player. This is why these players are in A1.
Yes, the most important tactic.
The most important tactic. There's no other reason that they have found themselves in A1 other than just being able to do that one specific, rarely seen con trick.
Correlation versus causation. Who knows?
Oh, big value chance here. Yaku high, potential 2 for the dealer. Claire already
Home.
perfect Ishanten on the right with Ricci Pink Dora potential. Oh, just Ricci Dora,
Each.
maybe Tanyao. Ricci Dora 2, maybe Tanyao.
Yeah,
And
that
for so
weight
strong
is pretty
weight.
good.
Seven tiles in the wall. Count them. Feels like a sumo incoming. But Max
Oh.
has got little to do but to fight against this. There's not a lot of safety revealed, so he's Ishanten. Could take the challenge. 7 mon?
I think so.
There's nothing
There it
safe
is.
for his, from his perspective, but there it is. The expensive side as well. Reached simultaneous outdoor 2, and an Ura to boot.
Yeah, clearly really needed those points.
Clearly.
That Sumo gets her into second even.
It does. And you can't keep Claire down for long. Now the lead and the dealership. Oh, this high
Oh.
pie. Okay.
Yeah, that's Kokoshi attempt. Question mark?
She's counting, I think. I would be at least.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like quite that good or bad as your perspective may
It's 8 unique. It's brutal.
count. Yeah, like some perfect draws. This can get Pinfu, but
Hey, there's one of them.
yeah.
Harrison, also awkward shapes. Conchons, penchons galore. Across the table, Max with the door pair and a backup Yaku. Yaku high, so he doesn't need the south wind to come out.
Home.
Get the tune to start and then force the flush. No.
Yeah, it's a little too much with the Ryamen and just being in only above 30k first. This makes sense.
But it's Mongon.
Well, you get Mongon if someone lets you pawn the south too.
That is true. If I'm Max here, I kind of want to hold the 9 pin over the 9 so, just in case I pair that up and then go back to the flush. But do the flush after having discarded the 8 pin. Kind of disguises it a little bit.
Yeah, that is a fair option. Claire's hand is shaping up surprisingly quickly. Yeah, it doesn't keep the Nobuton because the 9 mono's twice already.
Surely Max gets here the hard way. Like he draws 7 pin. Just takes the Tempai. Try to lock in this first place. We'll see what comes out first. 4-7 Mon or set 1 7 pin.
It's a long reward with keeping that extra 7 mon. Still needs to find. Oh, that is Tempai.
This Tempai. It's a bad Tempai.
And,
Wait.
yeah. You have the option of drawing Tanyo here along with a better weight. Although I guess we just draw the 6 so we just slam the 3-6-9.
This is for 7 Mon, 50-10. Looks like no matter which weight it's long picked, it's always going to be tough. Claire Tempai on just the 7 pin. She has to drop the door for it too. Feels like an uncomfy play. Maybe the
Reach.
knight. Oh, slams the Ricci. Max can't really call this, can he? I think he likes to call this a lot, but in this spot,
I don't think so.
not with this lead, surely.
And if those monster discarded, it's like maybe someone will throw that out.
This is really awkward for it long as well. Yeah, it just has to bow out of this one. If Max just continues to push, he's not going to deal in for a while. Need to draw 2 copies of the 7-pin to deal in. Not brave enough to come, though. That was the Sanchoku draw Claire was looking for.
Yeah, it's like
地
there are two like schools you could like. If I throw the door out, I'll just Ricci so no one will call it, and then not Ricci because you get Ipatsu.
Again, Max has to consider the pawn here, but
Sumo.
lets it go, and that gives the 7-pin to Claire. Ricci Tsumo shuts it down. 1,000 all. The 7-pin did end up being the winner.
Yeah, similarly bad looking hand, but Claire has a Yaku option, getting that Chun pawn. Yeah, if Zalong's hand as good as it is looking, it surely shouldn't stay in the end for too long.
ポン
With that win, Claire will keep pressing forward. The problem is, Zalong has a very strong hand on the left. Claire will aim at the door Tonki, holding that west for an extended period of time.
Yeah, the shapes as bad as they are, you just kind of have to hope for it.
地
Yeah,
I don't, yeah,
Chi.
it takes cheating your only good shape. It like I can see it, but it feels a little bad.
Yeah, if it was like a class A Diamond, maybe you pass. And you know, with this type of chi, actually this popped up in a what would you do in the analysis portion of the ARML server. And the question is that call to you more useful than a random draw?
I feel like I would say no.
Because there are more of the 4/7 mon out there. Like you don't need to take that one specifically. You should see one later, right? Sometimes you don't
Right.
though, and you know, how good is any random tile that you can pull out of the wall? Is it going to be better on average than advancing one Shanten? There's a lot of situational factors to take into consideration, and also
What
the
is
type of risk you're willing to accept as a play style. But
Harrison? Yeah, I'm not liking the 6/9 one with 5 of them out. Does away the 7/8 mon.
cuts away. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Rare to do that unless
Actually, it's 6 of them out. I did not count the one in the call. That makes a lot more sense.
地
still 2 away from Tempai. Max calls into Ishatem. There's a Tempai for it. So
リーチ
slam 7 soak is Pinshu. He will elect to go that route. Claire draws a help tile a little late. Ishanten. Max is out. Not that upset if Zalong gets a run off of one of the other 2 players. Certainly doesn't want to be the one to feed into it. Oh, Claire Tempai.
I could just throw the Suji one mon.
Very safe. 5-so will not be a winner. I can guarantee it. Can Claire hang on all the way to the end? She has one more draw coming.
Can you guarantee it? We still don't see the red 5.
That's you know what? I did not consider the possibility that a 10-ho glitch occurs and the red 5
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere.
If anyone could draw a red 5, it would have to be Claire.
It's so true. Oh, Ryukyoku. 2 players tapped by Claire, but gets back over 30k now. Big Yakuhai draws. Anko of the Hatsu on the right for Harrison. He looks to be angling towards the flush again.
Yeah, that is fair.
ポン
He has enough blocks this time.
He does need the points as well.
No, flush a staple
ポン
in Nashi Mahjong. It's a long though. Not gonna let that come so easily. Opens up his own hand.
ポン
This is how he was shutting me down in our game.
Boom.
His open hands whenever I really wanted to win something.
Yeah, the 3-6-0. And there's a Sanzo. It's gonna get tempted. Throws the pay first. Yeah, just because that's a
Boom.
useless tile.
Oh no! That pawn prevents Stallone from calling to Tempai. Now his hand looks bad. He's got to cut 8-pin.
We're gets an okay enough tile with that 5 mon.
Now, if you're Max and you draw a 4-so, do you switch to Toy Toy, cutting the Dora?
チ
I
ポン
think I could do it.
ポ
Maybe
ン
not with that 1 pin in that call, actually, depending on when you ask that.
ロン
Yeah, I guess I was thinking about this before the call was visible. But it doesn't matter. Harrison tries to break up that so block, and it will deal into Max to shut down the dealership and advance us into all outs.
Oh.
Harrison needs something, but this is a great high pie to collect a win.
ポン
It just takes to the south. It's like you could try to reach you there. Gets your Ura, get your
チ
Menzen Sumo. Just maybe felt like you had to with the 1 Yakuai call, even though it was pretty early.
I certainly don't want to get this dealership shut down.
Yeah, it's pretty wide he shunted for such an early 2 call for so long.
Is it? Really wanted that 6-mon. Honestly, if I'm DeLong, I'm hoping I draw around the 7, so I do not trust this overlapping mon shape. There's Adora. Haku is the standard cut here. Oh my, Max is brewing up a 1-2-3 Sanshoku. In fact, locking it in. 6-0, an unnecessary tile. The direction this hand is moving.
Yeah, doesn't pawn into Tempai. It gets rewarded with the. Oh, that's not Tempai. Thought it was a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there.
There's a
Dorataki for Harrison, yeah, but only one more available.
チ
Oh, did Zolong pass the
Come.
pawn into Tempai? Anyway, he got to Tempai again, 6-9 mod. Oh, and
What?
Harrison sees the 5-so as the new indicator. He doesn't
Yeah,
know it,
that-
but there's none left.
I don't think. Yeah, that. I was commenting about the pawn. The pawn wasn't Tenpai at the time, actually.
The 9-pin, okay.
I'm pretty sure. It had like, yeah, 4, 5, 7, 7, or like 4, 5, 7, 8, 2 and 8, something like that. No, it's probably like 5, 7, 7, 8. I thought it was like five,
Oh, I
seven,
see the
8.
7 came out. Anyway, the 9 will end the game, and that's an acceptable outcome for Max, who still claims the first, plus 26.7. Claire in second place grabs 6.4 points. It's a long bonus 8. Preserves a third place at least. Harrison will eat minus 25.1. Just got over 100 points, and now will dip it below. That is the first fourth place for Harrison this season. Still doing quite well. Our standings, though, refuse to update. So we'll estimate his points at around, I don't know, 70, 80 points. 80 points, we'll say. Just over 80 points.
Yeah, that's about right. And that is that first loss for Harrison.
Okay, well, coming soon, it looks like they're continued this series. Also, more DC players in a separate division. I see Max, Emily, Paul, and Zeong starting in 2 minutes. Let's go to pause while the players are in break. And when we come back, we'll have more Armal action. All right, we are back. It is B2 time. And play continues. Let me check out the players for this game. We've got Max in the dealer seat. Emily will be our south player. Paul across the table. until on the left. Take just a moment to enter those names in. Actually, I think we've seen this table
1
play their early games. And it is getting off to an early Ricci here. Ricci, Dora 1 on the 7-mon.
Pretty standard situation. Go ahead and take the Penchun Reach. You don't have that many improvements. That 8-mon would have been one of them, but at the same time, the Sha Shampon with 1 out isn't that good.
And welcome, Korak. We do have a Tempai from Paul. Does throw the Dora. I thought he might try the 4-mon or the 5-mon. We'll just hold the Tempai Dama
1
and then slam.
Thought about it, gave it the 1 turn wait, nothing came of it, gave up.
Welcome, Korak.
Hello, could you not hear me?
I can. Nice of you to join.
Yeah, I am available, so I said,
Sumo.
okay, let's go into. There's the 7 Reach. Sumo Dora 1. Mini Ura is a Mongon. Nope, still, you'll find with the 4,000 a pretty bad Ricci plus 1 Penchon. You take those every time. Ooh, Dio has a pretty good hand here. Not too much in terms of value, but the speed's amazing. Maybe you could turn this into some sort of 678 Sanshaku, but it's going to require a lot of effort to get there. I think you just take whatever you can get. On the right, we have double Yakuhai, can call and go here.
Boom.
Across the way, Pinfu Taipan, but very slow. Shapes are awful. Does have a Dora at least. And on the left, a much better Pinfu, probably with Tanya, maybe some Ipeiko if you draw, say, 6-pin.
Yeah, I'm really loving the hand on the left from Max. But Paul is very aggressive. Has already opened up.
Well, I know why you like it now, but it just the dreams, you could just feel Nathaniel's heart being ripped out when that 5 got cut.
It's okay. It's okay. We can still draw 5-mon, 6-mon. Oh.
2. Well,
Okay.
I
That
mean,
does
that just
nothing
has
for
to
us.
go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything either way. 3-mon by the dealer doesn't do much either. Might
Con.
hold it just as potential Dora acceptance. Ooh, there is a con. 3 so's the new Dora. And this is one where it helps 2 hands and a 3rd hand probably, and not the person who cons.
Yeah, that's really aggressive for a hand that has so many Kanchan
Eat.
shapes.
So this should just be a Ricci, yeah. Ricci,
Ricci.
Pinfu, Dora 2. 2 are chances. Oh, and the great fill there. Dealer, Ricci, Dora 1. No Pinfu. There's Pinfu on the left. But 5-8, which isn't actually that good. The 5's dead versus this 2-5. And the 2-5 is much better, although everyone can see 2 of them. There are only 3 total that are out, so 5 in the wall.
Slight edge goes to the non-dealer then. But you never know what comes
First
first in the wall.
Ricci. Yeah, the wall can be very cruel at times. You see the 1 come out. Oh, that's the door. That is not a tile you feel comfortable shoving it at the dealer here, especially with a 4-3 cut. But the 1 did just come, so the 4 feels reasonably safe. But it's door. It never feels good. Oh, is that a very wide shape across the way? But it's not even Ishenten, I don't think.
No, too many pairs.
I definitely would have cheated that 3 since the door has already cleared. You can play this and actually consider trying to win the hand. There's our first 2, so.
Took a while for someone to draw a deal. Oh, the 5 so crossways first.
Yes. They just fit in the hand, so it didn't matter. And you're
8-mon.
kind of wondering, wait, what's my choice here? Because the discards aren't giving much information. It's probably not near Dora, but that's always something where you go, am I really sure I want to push this?
The 8-mon looks more dangerous to Max's hand than the dealer's.
We do see a bunch of
Sumo.
3-mon and a bunch of 4-mon. There's the 5, as we figured. The better way to end up winning. Reach Sumo, Pinfu, Dora 2, Eniora is Hanemon,
Oh.
and gets 1 big hit. Max will absolutely take that one. A Hanemon to jump way out in first.
And Max has had a pretty good season so far. 3-3-2-2, which looks very even, but he's at plus 72.7.
Well, there's a long way to go, and of course in B2 you don't get the double promotions, but that means all you're really trying to do is get positive and as positive as possible. But here, I believe it's Paul with a Pinfu Dora, reach Pinfu Dora type hand. On the right, we have an East pair. Could call and go, but the shapes aren't great. Across the way, Pinfu hand, maybe a Peiko on a Forso draw. Also a Dora, maybe some Tanya. Hey, that Forso's an amazing fill for that hand. And on the left, Haku pair. You want to go Honitsu, but it's just not really there. Oh, that
The
7 is actually a pretty annoying draw, unless you turn Cheetoy. The 7, because you normally just cut the 7 except the Dora.
リーチ
Well, dealer's going to take this one, reach Pinfu Dora 1, 2, 5 Mon. We see 3 2s and 2 5s, so 3 left on the wall.
classically strong hand from Paul.
See that 4 Mon come out. We might see some problems across the way on the basis of what else are you going to cut. The
Pay
2 Mon feels
first.
reasonably safe here, but should definitely be pay first. Nope, just throws the 4. Not even going to try this.
All right, well that frees the 7 so to come out too.
Yeah, now all of a sudden there's a little more flexibility. That's something that gets a lot of people in trouble is if you can't fold, don't. But just because you couldn't fold earlier doesn't mean you can't now.
I was playing ladder games today, and I said I had that very situation come out. I couldn't really fold, so I just pushed. And I was a dealer. I had reason to push. At some point, I realized I don't need to keep risking these tiles. I'm in a good enough position as is. And at this point in the game, I actually have some safe tiles. I have a path out now.
It is one of those things that your instincts say, well, I'm in a just push mood, but sometimes you just need to pull back.
Yeah, I
If you don't
pushed
think you have it, you don't have to do it.
1 or 2 tiles more than I should have, I think, but they did go through.
We've all done that many a time. And we are kind of running out of draws here. Only 3 more chances for dealer, and the 2-5 is
They're all gone now.
2 Mon left.
I think that last 2 mon was just pulled in by Emily.
1, 2, yeah, that's 4, and the 5s are dead. Yeah, Wait's just dead. It should just be the East, so this is just going to be the end of the hand.
Well, classically strong Ricci. Not rewarded
At the
by the
same
wall.
time, you're disappointed as dealer you don't win the 3 Han, but as long as you get the 3,000, it's like, okay. It's when you do that and someone else sneaks into Tempai and you net 500 from an early Ricci like that with a great weight and tons of value, those are frustrating.
Yeah, those repeat
Boom.
hand not nearly as strong.
And we see the South comes out. It's already been called. The rest of the hand's pretty bad. Does have a floating Dora, but the shapes are terrible. Dealer has a Ricci Pinfu hand, maybe a Dora later across the way. I mean, you just play for Ricci. It's kind of floaters everywhere. The 1-1-3-4-4-6 in Manzu isn't quite enough to go Chinitsu or Honitsu, especially with a 2-pin Dora and a completed shape with a 6-7-8. So if you play fish to see what happens. On the left, whole bunch of Pinzu. That's one where you might get a little greedier and try to brute force into the Chinitsu if you get a draw, especially a 3-pin. I would insta call.
I said Paul's hand was not that great, and then 3 draws later, he's got this insane.
Insane, yeah. When it's going to be a 7 penchant, got the wrong 7.
Oh, this was before he drew that penchant. It looked pretty good. As is, still lots of room to improve. In fact, declined the 2 mon. Could have gone 9 mon, 8 mon and played for the Tanyao. Which also allows you to improve the 5-so pair into a sequence, but declined.
Yeah, so I definitely would have cut the 2 mon over the 7, even with 2 8s out, which was the consideration. At the time, there was only, I believe, 1 out, but that's just a very flexible shape. It is now just Mavity Peiko.
Could just be Ricci Peiko 3-sided weight if we draw the 7 mon.
Much more likely to be the Penchon 7.
Would you ever choose the Shabo here with the 8-mon Kabe from your perspective?
Not with a 9 out like that. If 9's live, yes.
Okay, well,
Oh, well,
this
now you just go 9-9.
could also play the 8 for Pinfu, or
Chi.
start with the 9.
Yeah, we'll go for the Pinfu Shave. I definitely prefer the Tanyao.
Yeah, I
You
think.
see a call on the right.
Oh, there's the 7.
Okay, well, we would have been in the same spot either way, so it's fine.
Like a turn too late to get the Ipeko, but still, Richi Pinfu Samentron's good. And you want one of the 2-pin anyway.
Ishunten across the way going to be fighting pretty hard, probably.
Yeah, I wonder Max hasn't been able to call the West, which is Yakuhai.
Kind of wondering where it is, thinking it might be on the
Chi.
right here with the Chanta type hand.
I wonder if you can chi 1, 2, 3 and cut the Forso there.
I think when I see the 2, 3, 4 Chi and know it's not Chanta, I would immediately cut the West.
Yeah, well, the West has been drawn. It does come out. Does Max dare call this and jam the 6
You
mon?
can, you can
Boom.
call the question is you want to cut the 1 mon or just jam the 6. I'd probably just jam it.
Makes the play. 1 4-pin wait. 1 pin is Gembutsu.
1-4 versus 3 versus 2-5-8. Everyone on a Pinzu weight, except on our left, that is trying to get there and is now Tempai on the 5-pin.
They're all finding the
With 2
path.
Dora, this is just a slab. You don't even need to think about this. I
Sumo.
do not
Take
like
it.
this.
Well, save the
Saves
stick.
1,000, I guess. But it will be non-Dora 1, 2,000 and the stick. Nice little win there. As Ziyang will be completely fine shutting the dealer down. And has a pretty good starting end here. Couple of Sanshou options, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Maybe Itsu now with a Duso draw. Doesn't even consider it. This feels like a tunnel on 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku. I might even cut the 1 so. By the way, we have Tempai for Honitsu on turn 2.
It's way too fast.
And it's not like on the right that's a bad hand either. That's a very strong starting hand. And on the left, it's actually not that far from Kokushi. These are all good hands.
10 tile start, I believe, for Paul. Make that 11 tiles. Dion Shantan with no pair.
Yeah, any pair moves to Ishunten.
There's a pair.
There's our pair, Ishunten.
It doesn't take that long.
Let's see, what do we need? We need a Chun and a 1-so.
Those tiles are live. There's a second pair, just in case you need a little extra help.
Well, part of the problem across the way is this 5-6 Jampon is just objectively terrible.
Yes. Hoping to get off of that somehow. 4-pin would be a fine draw. 7 pins,
Yes,
along
then
those
you have
lines.
a very flexible shape.
Even a pair of the 8-pin or 9-pin would work as well.
Yes, because then you can cut the other one. You'd prefer to have Sumra to Itsu in here, but you just take anything you get. Well, that makes the Young's position a little harder. The 4-6-8 is no longer quite as good with a 7-pon like that. There's the 4 we're talking about, but not drawn by the dangerous hand. Well, I say that as there's a Kokushi Ishanten.
Right. Still a pair of 1-so and a pair of Chun in the wall. Where that
Tempai on the right, 5-8.
different
Oh,
tempai.
we might see it here.
Could 9-pin.
The normal cut is the 9-pin,
Okay.
especially with it just having come out.
Ooh.
That is not a Dora. You do see the overflow, and you're like, what is going on here? Dora, like you just have to, just have to shove it at this point. You're not thrilled, but it's what else are you gonna do?
Talking on it doesn't make so much sense here, especially if you've gotten the sense of a Kokushi player. There's probably none left in the wall.
Could call for K10 here, won't do so.
I actually don't mind that if I didn't have to push the 1-pin.
Still, Kokushi Ishanten.
Paul, not really thinking too much on these drops. Just, is it the
Al
one?
30 came out. Yeah, giving up. Says, okay, I'm done.
Sumo.
There's the 8. There's going to be the Sumo. The Honitsu does win, but it's just Honitsu. Still 2 Han is 2 Han. Moves us to South round. Activated dealer here with a Pinfu hand. Not a great one, though. On the right, Pinfu hand a little bit better, but
Boom.
similarly, just not much value. Probably reach Pinfu. Across the way, Pinfu hand, or maybe Itsu, or maybe Honitsu, depending on draws. And on the left, we see the south, which is now Yakuai, called for the quick one, Han. 3-so, not really seeing any value there. Maybe connect to a Dora, hold the 6-so for a little bit longer, but you're going to oftentimes end up with an overlap there anyway. The shapes are just so flexible at this point that it's
Chi.
fine. That should be a Chi. Probably got Haku. You don't really need safety on turn 3. If you do, this hand just isn't going to be able to do anything anyway.
We are seeing another flush forced across the way for Paul. Diamond cut.
Ishunten on the left now. Shampon needs a 6-pin, 1 and 9 mon, or the 1-4 pin. 5. This is also Chinitsu play or Honitsu play. We'll go ahead and take it. This should be 9-9. Might cut the west, but yeah, just going for it. This is one of those hands where how many 5s do I need? Well, I need 3. So I guess we take the first one and figure it out later. 8 upgrades the shape there on the left. Can now call the 7. Tempai on the left now. I imagine you take the Shampon. Just because there's so many upgrades for Kinzu anyway. That's going to be Cheat as well. Dealer now Ishanten for Chun Honitsu.
Chi.
And now we get to see how committed
That
this
is
hand.
very committed. Now, dealer looks kind of tempi with that West coming out, but oftentimes it's exactly this type of hand. I was looking for a pair, but it didn't get there. Oh, it just draws it. Okay. Haku Tonki here.
Got one
This
held.
is not extra foo. Or rather, it doesn't hit the threshold anyway to bump it up.
Can
And
that...
we just see that one stuck across the way that you feel is going to come out eventually and comes out sooner rather than later. There is Chun Honitsu 5,800, and the lead is extended there. Oh, it just wakes up with another great hand. Only thing it's really missing is a 4-pin Dora. Has Richi Pinfu, Tanyao Sanshoku, maybe Peiko, or maybe Dora, depending on the pair.
And just like loosely looking around at the other hands compared to this one, absolute
Oh,
trash.
it just draws it on the first turn, and now just Ishunten for a Hanemon. Doesn't manage to deliver 3 perfect draws in a row, but I'll take 2 on my first 2 draws. On the right, and it's not the East pair is no longer Yakuhai, so it's just slow. It's a slow Chanta hand. Across the way, Sanshoku 789, and on the left, Honroto.
Yeah, that one looks kind of fun. Ooh.
Now it might even be Honroto cheat toy. It's Ishanten for it, and dealer's good. Wow, I hate that call so much. It's just you lose all your value making that call.
Yeah.
This is 1 or 2 Han now.
Well, 2 or 3. The Sanchoku is guaranteed, but question is, do we get the Dora?
Right.
It definitely felt like a hand that's going from 18,000 points to like potentially 18,000.
Yeah, it was definitely called because it locked in the Sanshoku, so
Right.
it's not quite as bad as it feels initially, but I would never take that call.
Oh.
Con!
South.
Sumo.
And just gives dealer another Dora. Apparently, Max knew exactly what he was doing.
It was a Mongon anyway. That was
the Mongon just needs some assistance from the Honroto that doesn't cash in.
But honestly,
pulls out the Mongon out of nowhere.
I wanted Zhang to cut the South pair and go for Shinro.
Shinroto? That was a reasonable play here. I think if dealer hadn't called, that probably would have happened. But
That's
figured
true.
dealer's tempai there and tried to slow it down or speed himself up.
Home.
I'll try one more time. North Pulm. Dealer also.
Yakuai pair up for dealer as well. Ishanten can call and wait on 8-so. Headless Ishanten on our left, on our right, Pinfu hand. Maybe a 2, 3, 4 in there. That should always perk your ears up.
Absolutely.
Across the way, 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku most likely. 6. Well, this should just be the Haku. There
Pump.
it goes. There's the call. There's the Tempai. Now, the problem here is the 8-so is very locked into these hands. There is only one left.
There are some outs.
Well, the best out here is just drawing a 6-so, adding another Dora, and then waiting 5-8 as opposed to the 8. You could also draw a 7, turn this into an Intotsu type. Let's see. Yeah, that'd be an Intotsu.
The 8-mon, also fantastic, although it's once cut. Could pull that if it comes out again.
Sumo.
Oh, just draw the last one on the wall. That fixes the problem pretty easily. Haku Dora 1.
Everything come up spades for Max.
Max over 60,000. Pretty good dealer hand here as well. Richi Pinfu Tanyao. Potential door acceptance. May hold the 9-pin. Give up on the Tanyao for a bit. We'll see what happens there. On the right, Pinfu, kind of slow hand. Across the way, Pinfu, kind of slow hand. Does have a door at least. We have that Penchon. You do have the Ryankan around Dora, so you will be able to use a door. Well, I was going to go on of a tangent, but the Dora pair up actually makes the hand very interesting. You're probably stuck with a Penchon, though. And on the left, 5, 6, 7 Sanjku looks pretty good there.
Yeah, for Paul, you're stuck with a lot of bad shapes. It's really awkward when you've got the door too, and then nothing to accompany it.
That should just be the north. There it goes. Dealer now gives a chance for an Itsu. Needs the 5 and the 7. I think you always need to cut the honors here. I definitely would have gone with the Haku just because, you know, it's dead.
And then
But
this
wants
is
the safe tile a little bit more.
right. Very classic Max. Very tends to be a pretty conservative player, but
Well, I feel when you're in this situation where you have 60,000 and dealer and you're already on a bit of a rampage, you need to be thinking about, as opposed to what's the worst thing to happen, what is the mental state of everyone else at the table? Because if I think people are tilted, I'm going to shove hard. Similarly, they're going to back off a little bit more. Nice 5-pin draw there on the left. Tuso Onko. I mean, there's a Chitori route in there, but it's just hard to get almost everything from that. The 1-pin pair slows it down so much because you just want to go Tanyao on the right.
speaking of Tanya, that seems to be the play across the way. The slow build to Tanya. Still can draw Tempai on the 2-mon, but
Chi.
I think you see 5-pin or any Tanya call really, I think can make it.
Yeah, Max goes and takes the Chi here. Just wants the 1-Han. Figures the hand's a little too slow. And you're getting towards mid-second row and your 2 Shanten. It seems like a reasonable play.
Second uncle. 2 pairs as well for Emily. Going big with a 7-mon.
Nonce the value. Well, that's going to be it. Whoa! Why was the 2 not called? That has to be a misclick.
I think the hesitation on this 4-pin draw implies there was a...
But wait a second. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, that was a miss.
Hit the wrong button. Wow, that's Son Uncle
Oh,
Tempai.
Tempai, that is guaranteed Sonanko for now. I might
Surely.
have taken the Chun Hellweight Tonki over this 4. And when I say might, I mean would have.
Each.
Similarly, the 9-so Tonk looks pretty good as well. But there's our Ricci Dora 2, possible Dora 3. 5-pin, 7-pin. 1 of each left. That is Furi 10. Just throws it back.
Oh, the
Oh,
Hellweight
and that
Chun.
shoot. I said, oh. Oh, the Furi 10 would have come in, but it wouldn't have been a Yaku, so it's fine. There's the last 5. Just 1 Dora left. 4 is Nakasuji going to come out. Waiting on the 6. Actually, 1 left.
Oh, and finds
Oh,
it.
it just hits it. Sonako Toy Toy.
Wow, big hit for Emily. That's gonna
Congratulations, Emily. Just selected the correct Tonki there. Going to jump into second place off of that because you hit the Regi stick and all the home buff from all of that. and has a reasonably good starting hand here. This is a call and go hand with the Hatsu pair, can accept a Dora. On the right, a few pairs, actually 4 of them. It feels very Chitoi heavy. Across the way, kind of a Pinfu hand. You want to move it towards a Junchan, but the 5-so pair makes that hard. And on the left, we have a Chun pair, and that's very much a call and go hand.
It definitely feels like Emily's hand right now.
Now, Ishanten for dealer, so the question is, do you even call the Hatsu? I wouldn't.
ポン
Like, maybe you could call cut 2-4.
Yeah, that's what I would plan on.
This should definitely be the 2-4.
You shut down with Ipeko draw
Is trying to
7-1.
consider it because of the potential Furitan on the 9, but if you get that draw, you're fine anyway.
Passes the Hatsu, and now with 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs.
Well,
with
yeah,
Door.
the Hatsu there
Gee.
doesn't help this hand at all. Oh, okay, now you can call the Hatsu, but this should just be the 3. Oh no, wants his Ipeko badly.
Maybe even
Wants
going
the
further.
Dora more than anything else, because efficiency says you just cut the Dora every time there.
How about 2-so, 4-so draw?
There is a route to Rion Peiko, and that may be what's in mind. Oh, but the 7s, you don't want to see those coming out. You just don't have spares. Could have even called the 4-so and cut Hatsu there.
Mm.
If you've insisted you're going to use 2 Dora,
And the force is a
then
really
I
important
kind of
tile.
like it. Yes. It fixes all your Atsuzuke problems.
Yeah, I could see that.
You have
Pump.
the overlap, the ugly overlap, but I feel it's an option given how the
Each.
hand was played. We have Ricci across the way. This is Ricci Nomi, 6-9-so. And yeah, just folding out the Hatsu anyway. Toy Ishanten on the right, probably going for the Doritanki.
And without any defense, Max fights with a Formon, also same weight, 6'9". So
Classic double roan. Classic triple roan, potentially on the 6.
depends on if Paul can get to Tempai.
スモ
Nope, just going to get shut down. Chun Dora 1. Max says, well, I paid the Oikabre last time. I want most of my points back anyway.
Oh my
Can I
goodness.
have
What?
that hand?
What?
We have a 2 Shunten for Churen.
Turn 1 Chuden Gyan Shanten. What do we need? 3-pin, 8-pin, and any pin tile.
Yes, any pin tile, a 3 and an 8.
We
Already
could have
has
the
3
9-sided.
Dora as well. This is one where because the Dora is 1 pin, it actually makes the hand a little bit harder to call. Harder to play, because you're just not going to go for Churen
It's
that often.
Tempai.
And it's like, no, I'm not doing
If
it.
you
No
draw the
chance.
3-pin here, do you just throw the 3-mon? It is Mongon Sumo.
Sumo Dora 3, I think you just have to take.
But how often do you
At the
get a
same
chance at
time, I
Chuden?
feel that's one where it depends on your league and your goals. If you're looking for a fancy screenshot, you're not going to get a better chance than this. For a very, very... Oh, well, you just have to Ichi this. This is just tragedy. You Ichi the 2. Which waits on 4, 7, 8, where 4 or 7 is Sananko. You just
Each.
have to Ichi this.
This is unbelievable. It's the correct move, but it is.
It is soul crushing, but we do have Hanemon on the 4 or 7. And it also waits on the 8.
To think the hand went from the 3.
Oh no!
Why did we have to draw
Also
these
could
3
have
mons?
also taken the 2-3 weight, but oh, this would be Tempai on the 8 now, I think. Yeah, it would be. This would be Churin Tempai on the 8, but I think it was the right play, especially with the scoreline. But wow.
Unbelievable. Still plenty of tiles left in the wall. I believe 4. Maybe 5. No, 4. And most of them are the expensive outs.
Yes, looking for that 4 or 7 preferably. Would take the 8, of course. Let's see, what do we have? 1 8, 1 4, and 2 7s.
Is Emily gonna fight this? This is Tempai.
I think you have to, don't you, with
リーチ
that hand?
1 4 8 pin on the 2-mon cut.
Or you could cut the 3 and go Shampon and lock in the Tanyao. Or you cut the 4 and lock in the Peiko.
Goes to E-Pig.
We'll go for full greed, but the weight is dead.
Ah.
Weight is just completely dead.
Oh, another 2. At this point, it could have been
Wow, could have actually
Suanko.
been Suanko, yes. Oh, tragedy everywhere. But one thing it has not been Churen, and would not be Churen. Because the 8 was just never coming. Oh, and the 2 would have won.
Another winner goes the way of Zhang. Only one more draw left.
No.
Just does not hit. How is this possible?
This is just tragedy all over. I will say I'm glad the 8 did not come, because then you're just sad.
Yes.
After the 2-3.
You-
It was played correctly by the book with the expected value. The play was correct, but it was absolutely disgusting to reach the 2 and then draw a 2-3 and would have been Tempai there.
And the late Suanko burn as well. That you never find yourself in that position.
No, you never get
You've
that
won
way, because
the-
you're gonna have to cut the 3/3/3 mon anyway to even consider, because you're always going Chu red if you're fishing for a Yakuba.
Exactly. But
absolute tragedy. In the meantime, you have to shake it off. Has 2 Dora here. And actually a pretty good hand. Ran Shunten. For Ricci, Dora 2, maybe Pinfu on the right. Kind of a mediocre Pinfu hand. Interesting the 3-mon was cut. This is a Honitsu hedge, trying to hold as many honors as possible. Across the way, we see the south pair. That is very much a call and go hand, because Max just has no incentive to build big here. And on the left, that is a Chitoy hand. Probably Doratanki could play for the 1, 2, 3 Sanjiko. I like the 4-pin hedge.
keeping options open for Emily. Paul had a really interesting decision, having drawn a second penchant in the Pinzu, lower Pinzu, whether to cut one of the penchants or keep the 6-pin. And it got me thinking about blocks. Like right now, we're playing the 6 blocks approach. But if we keep
Oh,
the
this should just be
6-pin,
3-pin. I think this is always 3-pin. Yeah, there it goes.
if we keep the 6-pin, it's almost like we have 7 blocks because we can treat 6-pin pair and 7-8. It's a sequence.
That's something I'll do a lot, is just double floater when I just don't trust my shapes.
Penchant definitely not a shape that I don't want to trust.
Ooh, we see the lock-in penchants for the Sanshoku here. Can also call this down. Doesn't really want to be holding onto a 2-so any later.
Yeah,
You lose
near the
much
Dora.
efficiency like this. 3-so kind of getting a little harder. 2 of them out now. 1 visible, 1 held across. Oh, dealer just Ishunten Ryamaranman for each Pin Fudora 2. Got the penchant fill on that 3-mon. We see a Chi just try to get this for Tanya to move it to South 4. Pick up the 2 sticks in the middle, which is very important with how close the score are. Oh, doesn't take the
Backfire on
better shape. Yeah, doesn't get greedy. Gets very defensive.
Yeet.
Oh, wait, doesn't matter. It's fine. Just wanted to Pinfu that much. 5-8-mon. So the 5 is 1 left. I believe the 8 is 1 left as well. So 2 outs left. For Mongon for dealer. Didn't get the Churen. Didn't get the Suanko. And I have Tempai across the way on 1-so, 4-so. Oh, no!
This is
Get
just
the Dora. Oh, that is tragic.
this is the game saying I refuse to let you win at this point.
I feel so bad for Paul right now. That's brutal, especially with it paired up like that in your hand already to draw another one. But Zhang should be dealer here with Pinfu, maybe a Chitoy even, Ipeco options, say a Forso is drawn. On the right, we have an Onko of the Hatsu. That feels like a just call and go hand. Again, Max doesn't need value. Just wants to get the game over with, lock in everyone under 30k. Across the way, Pinfu hand, whole bunch of Monzu. Might get a little tempted, but nope. Throws the 2 right back. It is actually currently Ishan 10 for Richinomi or Richi Pinfu. Possible door acceptance of the 1. And on the left, we have a tuned pair and decent shapes, but not good ones everywhere else. No real value, though. Feels you're kind of locked into 4th at this point after that.
Yeah, but there is a benefit to winning even a small hand that just prevents Emily, or actually, I guess both players can't get over 30,000 at once. So
No, but what can happen, and I've had it happen to me before, is dealer hits a big hand, and then the other person hits a big hand the next round.
yeah, points are points. In this spot, you're probably not getting out of 4th, but collecting some amount of compensation is fine.
Ishanten for dealer, possible Sanshoku, possible Ipeco. Oh, Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 2, possible Sanshoku, 4-7, 5 outs left.
Big time chance here for the dealer.
Xiang has an enormous comeback hand. That's the type of hand that could get you close to max.
And Max is close to Tempai.
Ishunten even. 8 is close, but that's not it.
Oh, there's that
Oh,
7.
that's the deal in tile. Okay, just folding. Not going to mess around here, which is the right play. One of those things you learn very quickly. Do not mess around with dealer Ricci. Bad things happen a lot.
One pin
Like,
actually
oh,
safe here.
you see the pond and you're like, what on earth is this weird Chitoy? But 889 was cut. Must have been either a fantastic hand or maybe even Chinitsu in Monzu right now. If I had a 3-sided weight, I'd definitely reach you from that position, even on Chinitsu.
Certainly lessens the odds that the 7-mon comes
That
out.
is Tempai across the way. Didn't take it. Could have cut the 5 and Damud. I'm very surprised it wasn't taken that
I
way.
think, yeah. Really
The
thought
West
about
is
it, though.
dead, so you're not gaining anything doing that, but you're not losing anything either. Unless you just unless you're reading Chitoy hard and thinking the 5-so is really bad. But with that 8-mon draw, just shoves it, is safe, of course.
Yeah, that was your path to, like, some super late Shitsu, but... Okay, back to Tempai. This is danger.
There's your... This is the deal in tile. It's not the expensive end, but this is... Yeah, you can't throw it here.
Stay
You
strong.
know it's a Monzu weight at this point. It's either Monzu or some random honor, and I think all of them have been discarded at this point.
Oh,
Even Doors. Oh, no! Throws it. It is the cheap end, though. Ricci, Pinfu, Doratu.
could not...
No Ura. Ziyang does get something out of it. We'll pick up the Mongon there, over 30k, and now we have a bit of a fight for 4th.
The Ricci button kept popping up over and over again, and finally...
Could not resist the siren
exactly.
call. I feel that's just always a Monzu weight, and the Tempai payments, while it was close based on the scores, if dealer gets a repeat there, you have another chance to win the hand. The game isn't over if the dealer repeats.
Right.
But if you deal in like this, then this is the situation.
Yeah, so that gives Paul an out now.
Tempai could also cut the 9-7. Will Dama...
Looking to pair up the 7 or the 9.
the problem here is the 1 pin was Furi 10. This should be... I think if you're doing this, you need to cut 7-9 here.
I guess the plan is also to pull in the east if it comes out.
Yes, but you can do that anyway. And if you pull in the east, you're going to be on the 3-6 regardless. This Dama without an obvious plan, I really don't like it. I mean, I don't like Dama anyway, but this especially. Again, the way this has been played, you have to call and probably cut 7 here, but the 9's just not a very good weight. I'm trying to figure out what the plan is.
It might just be Ricci at this point. The East has come out and hasn't gotten called.
Well, plus, there's a bit of a stall on it. Oh, and there's a second 8.
Each.
Oh
Well, you
my
have to
goodness.
reach now. Yeah, that was the plan, was specifically hope to pair up the 9. The problem here is that 4-pin, 7-pin cut, the 9 looks scary, even if it is one chance.
Oh, well, now it's Suji.
Now it's Suji. Now it may just come out. It is once cut as well.
Don.
And there it goes. There's the deal. And Ricci no Mi. No aura, so no real change in position. Does make the comeback condition a little bit easier for Paul.
Still,
Door draw here by dealer, probably Tanyao. Ishunten on the right, currently headless. Looking for that 799 Sanshoku, but probably won't get there. Across the way, it looks like Manzu Honitsu. And on the left, we have 2 Dora, a few other pairs, maybe Chitoi. Maybe you can brute force it into a Tanya, but it needs to be a Tanya Dora 3 to overtake. So I feel Chitoi is a better play generally. Oh, now you just go Toy Toy. Forget this.
timing. Emily got that Haku out just in time.
And if you get another one, you just insta-call. Dealer now is Shunten for Tanya Dora 1, maybe Ricci.
By the way,
I
Max
draw back.
Max did get the 9-mon draw for that Sanshoku. Still
You
needs to...
call the 1. I think you almost have to. I'm trying, unless you're just locked into the Cheetoy, which, okay, it's just full out going Cheetoy. The 1 is really your last chance to move the hand to anything else. You have a Tempai on the right. This is Sanshoku, no Dora, waiting on 1. This could be called for Tempai. It would be
Chi.
Tanya Dora 1 for Xiang, waiting on the 5-so.
Max probably looking for... The 1-mon looks like a good weight, unless someone has a triplet or a pair.
Oh, well, now I think you just cut the 7 now. Forget the Cheetoy. Yeah, there it goes. Then you get an upgrade here. It's now waiting on 2-so, 5-so for Tanya Dora 1. Ricci Haku Dora 2 would be enough on the left.
Ooh, tempting because the South just came out and he'll switch.
リーチ
Figuring if you can catch someone in the meantime, but no. And this is waiting on that 8, which is very loose here. I think you have to
Sumo.
just push. Oh, the dealer gets the sumo.
Wow.
Tanya Dora 1 shuts down the Ricci.
So even in this hand, Paul still makes progress. Now the gap only 4,500 with 3 Homba.
Yeah, so you just need a 3,900 hand from anyone is good enough. Just build for 3 Han. Do you here with a kind of a Tanya have? You have that 1-so pair. But I'm looking to brute force this into Tanyao. On the right, Pinfu hand. Actually decent shapes. Also the Dora across Lei Chun. That should just be call and go. And on the left, how do you make 3 Han out of this? Ricci Sumo Dora 1 is the only thing I'm seeing.
I was thinking maybe dealer Ricci's and then somebody else deals in. And you try again.
Yeah, it is not a pretty sight.
Paul has not
5-pin,
gotten the
really
high
good draw for dealer.
here the past few rounds.
And Ziyang does have the route to Tanya. I definitely would have called that 4. I feel this hand's just a little slow. Speaking of Tanya brute forces, we see one on the right with 2 Dora. There's our
Pom.
Chun. That should be called most likely, and it is. Now a headless Ishunten across the way, probably going for the Dora Tonki plan. Ooh, interesting. Doesn't hold the 8 and cut the 7 the previous turn.
Yeah,
But you
8 has
can't
a
really use the 9s, so yeah, there it goes. If the 7 would have been held the turn before and cut the 9 like normal, maybe you just cut another Dora and not worried about this, but as it is.
a lot of times you can draw the 5 so or 4 so and get to use both Dora.
Right. Well, the plan here is to use it as the pair. But...
Pom.
Oh, we have Tempai. We have 2 Tempai. No, doesn't take
Sumo.
it, but just says I'll draw it myself. And a Chun will end the game here. The big winner, of course, Max at 61,300. Ziyang with 41,800. Emily manages to escape with a 3rd place at 12,000. And poor Paul. What can you say? Tempted by Churin, taunted by Suonko, and then has another great hand. He just draws a 3rd Dora and deals in.
Yeah, what can you say? That was played about as well as you could, and the wall said no. Well, there is a final game of the series yet to be played. Also, one more table starting soon, 3 minutes. Maybe we could do one last game from the C2 table just because we haven't seen them play.
Okay, we'll be jumping to C2 then. This group is Charles G, Peter M, Alex B, and Will S in 2 minutes.
Charles G. And there are. I wanted to look at the game results for the A1 game that would have just finished up. It's a long.
A bunch of games finished, but yeah, the winner there going to be Zalong. 40.1 was in deep trouble this early in the season in A1, but gets a 40.1. The only person over that 30K threshold. Max with the second, minus 0.6. Harrison, minus 5.8. And Claire taking the hit with the minus 33.7.
So they have one game going on. 15 minutes into that game.
And with that comeback, there you have Jay, who's way down there in A1. David, who's kind of in trouble at minus 100, so that is reachable. But no one's really pulling away from the pack on the top end. You have a bunch of people around 70. Barry in first with 108.1. Me in second with 94.5. Brian currently in third with 84.2. And Harrison off that game is in fourth with 73.2. Botti in fifth with 70.9.
Yeah, close contention here, although there's a lot of makeup games to be played, so it's hard to say exactly where things will lie when all that is said and done.
Yes, the whole WRC, the groups have not recovered because you know when they would have recovered? During RNO. So
Reaching-only
everyone's out
massive.
for that too. So we have some people that are at 4 games. I think there's one at 2, a couple at 0. It's just been a scheduling nightmare across the league.
Fortunately, everyone seems to be catching up this week or next week.
Yeah, you talked earlier about how many games were played on Monday, I believe it was,
Yes,
because I saw the same
16.
thing. We have a notification in the Discord server of the games. 16 new posts. Wait, what?
And multiply that by 2 or 4 in some cases.
Yes.
All right, we're underway. Again, we have
Charles in front of us with a Dora, probably a Tanya time. Might go Chitoy now. On the right, we have an East pair, Call and Go, has a door as well. Across the way, nice little Riichi, Pinfu, Tanya, maybe 345 Sanshigu hand. And on the left, maybe Tanyao, but that Penchon kind of locking it in. There's a route to 123 Sanshigu, but I think it's just play efficiency, see what happens. 567 Sanshigu is an interesting route, but it's a long way off.
Yeah, I like Toybin's hand, and I like the callability on the right.
One pin pair up. I think you should go 1-2 mon pretty soon, but the floating 2 so is more less useful. I would always go south-south after that 7 draw. I want to go Tanya with this hand.
Yeah, this is a really tough hand for Charles to play. The shapes are
It
bad.
doesn't really have defense. The shapes are terrible, and when I see hands like that, as dealer especially, my instinct is just start calling.
Super
Isn't
Tanyao
really
time.
getting any options to do so, and is kind of hedging the Chi Toy, but likes the south pair as safe tiles. Yeah, it's definitely locking in on the I want the safe backup. Meanwhile, we have an East Onko on our right now. So that could be a toned or 1, maybe a Ricci in there as well for Peter. And I just call. Oh, doesn't call, draws the perfect tile. The door indicator 7. Now Ishanta and Ryamaranman for Ricci tone door 1.
Yeah, says I see that Giamenchi, and I can do better. Another pair.
Not going to give up on anything else. You have to play the Chi Toy. I would almost always cut the 6 because I just think it's generally dead with 8 Mondora, and no one's covering up Manzu. Pays a good weight, but 2 of them are out. Because I don't think his hand's going to be Tanya anymore. The way it's been played, it just needs to be a Chi Toy. Similarly, I'd like cutting the 6 and then maybe waiting on the 9 later.
Yeah, Suji Trap 9 feels really strong.
And even this 5, you can't do anything with it, so... Still, that hand on the right, stuck in Ishanten. Dealer stuck in Ishanten.
No progress to be found. Toyman as well. No ability to call into Tempai just yet.
Ugh! Yuck! He just cuts the 3.
There's still Tanyao.
I mean, if you get something to... well, now you just go south-south every time. Chitoy is dead.
Yeah, it's not like Chitoy's dead. It's just who wants to go for Chitoy. We'll stick with it.
Well, I think we found someone who does want to go for
We
Chitoy.
found our Chitoy fan.
Charles is a Chitoy fan, for sure.
Anti Harrison.
I have been part of the anti-Chitoy gang a lot longer than Harrison has.
That's true. We're just watching him though, so that's gotta give him that shout out.
Are we just gonna have no one Tempai at the end here?
Oh, Tony gets there.
Oh, gets there on the last draw. There's a Chi into another Tempai and another Chi. So 3 players get Tempai on the last draw, but there's the 6 deals into the Toldora 1.
Wow, there was
Nothing,
a lot.
nothing, 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 nothing. Chi Roan.
That's how it goes sometimes. Like, everyone's holding each other's tile. Once one person gets to the upgrade, then everyone gets their upgrade because they all start to come out.
Yes, definitely can happen. Peter is dealer here with a Dora, maybe a Tanya hand. On the right, we have a Chun pair, but the rest of the hand's pretty bad. Might even go Kokoshi from it. Across the way, a much better hand with a maybe Itsu. Well, the 4-pin there, draw there makes that a lot less likely. But I think you just play fish to see what happens. And on the left, looks like a Ricci Nomi, most likely. Maybe some sort of 3-4-5 Sanjiku eventually. But a long distance for all these hands. The best one is across the way, and Will's hand isn't that good. It is Ishanten now, so he's getting there. It's actually Kutsuki. That's a reasonable hand with a Dora floater.
Yeah, it's sad when you draw around the 4 pins, especially like even the 3 pin
Well,
is a
if you
little
get... Well, yeah, because your Ipeco's
right.
pretty dead.
All right, I see the dreams. I'm spotting the value.
You mean Daishangen?
That or Kokushi, I guess.
Yeah, I feel the 6-mon would be a better cut there, because I don't think you're ever cutting the 5-6, but okay. This is just full... Yeah,
Oh,
okay. We are Rian Shunten. There are 2 pairs in the hand, so it's not quite as good. Bit
yes.
of an unfortunate backfire there for Will on the 7. Had
Oh,
already
what are
cut
these
the
draws
8.
back to back to back?
Ishan 10. Again, has 2 pairs. It's not there, even though it looks like it.
1 mon, 1 so. 1
5
mon,
is not it.
1 mon twice cut, 1 so twice cut. So both tiles have.
What? That 4! No!
Our P.
That always should have been the 7 pin because you gave up on the 3, 4,
リーチ
5 Sanshku. That accepted Dora, no less.
1 mon comes out. Only one of those remain. There's a Ricci from Will waiting on the 5 and the 7.
Six doesn't feel good, but you have to just start shoving. You're not giving up Kokushi Shanten here.
And if the 6 goes through, the 3 probably will too.
Yes. That is, of course, always part of the consideration here. I mean, dealer clears the 3 for you, and I have to throw the 5. It doesn't feel good either, but... Again, with this hand, you have to shove, I feel. Dealer now is Shanten if he pushes.
Oh, the 1!
Tempai! Kokushi Muso Tempai on 1, so there are 2 left. Versus the 5-7, there are also 2 left. We have Dealer Tempai as well.
Ooh,
Each.
2 mon maybe? Yeah, 2 mon. Copy of the
Is
4
there a
mon.
Sanshiku with the 4-5-6
Sumo.
anywhere?
Oh,
Nope.
the
Oh, Sumo! We have a Kokushi Muso!
Welcome to the league. Here's your 32,000 points.
And Alex will gladly take that, shutting down 2 Richis and the Yakuman on stream here. And the delayed of the, wait a second, that feels like a keyboard smash, immediate disconnect. Will likely be back, but that's a, oh, come on.
What a hand. You gotta calm yourself down after winning one of those. A
Yeah,
thriller.
good play here. Trying to stall a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
We're back. We're back.
To be fair, I have been known to slam my keyboard as well when someone hits a Yakuman. I just haven't seen it in a long time.
All right. What a start to the game. You pull 32,000 and then you have to keep, you get to keep playing. You get to keep taking more points.
Alex's dealer here with not a very good hand, though. Maybe turn it into Honitsu, but you have all these honors. You're just going to play regular, see what happens. You see the West Call across the way. Not great shapes anywhere. On the right, probably the best of the hands. With a Richi Pinfu, maybe Peiko, maybe Tanyao, and a Dora. And on the left, Richi Tanyao feels like the play there.
Well, hands slowly improving. A Dora draw across the way.
Ishan 10 across the way, double Penchon headless. You should always cut the 5 here. The only reason that was done was because the 9 was cut earlier, but the 5 just generally is a better cut there. Because you have so many options, especially, and now the 7 comes out and you feel really bad.
Yeah, and this 1 mon is also a perfect example of why the 5 is the natural cut, because if you pair up any of the tiles of the
Then you're
incomplete
just waiting on the 7.
Exactly. Similarly, if you paired up the 8 or the 9.
A lot of people are not as used to playing headless shapes. And okay, gets back to Tempai on the 4 at least.
Yep.
1 left.
Yeah, headless shapes are incredibly powerful and very important to study.
I am a huge advocate of headless floaters, especially.
Ooh, do we
5.
take a
Well, now you just
shot?
have a
Oh,
Shampoo, and I would definitely switch this. The 1-1's such a good weight with that early 2. But throws it back.
yeah, maybe considers the 1 mon is once cut, so weakens it a little bit.
Dealer currently Ishun 10, looking for a 5-mon and a 7-so. Another 5-pin, not going to be of any use. All right, so that Tempai across the way. We now see an Ishun 10 upgrade on our right. We'll just cut the 3.
Interesting so shape.
Annoying, I think is the word I use.
Yeah.
There's so many ways it ends up on a hideous penchant.
Penchon, Shabo, Kanchan, something along those lines.
Or
Depends
the
on the draw.
bloated Shampoo. Those are depressing.
I can't wait to draw
Where
two
you have a,
so into Tempai.
yeah, just wait on the 3-so. I mean, Dustin approved, I
Yeah,
suppose.
right.
Should be the 7-so. Just play the headless. This is just what we were talking about. And again, we see the 6 come out. These players not as used to playing headless from the looks of it.
There's the
Oh, well,
three.
there's your 3. Now you can just take the Ipeco.
リーチ
Will do so. Waiting on the 7-so. There is 1 left in the wall. This is Tempai on our
Each.
left, waiting on Dora. We'll go ahead and slam. Throws the 5 in there. Ooh, close, but that's not it.
Only one Dora 7-pin remains in the wall. 1 7-so as well.
Dealer isn't even sure how to fold against both of these. I feel the 9's fine. Oh, there's the 4.
Boom.
Going to deal in across.
That
Missed the
Tempai
Shaw Dora 1.
from so long ago.
Yeah,
Converts.
Charles will pick up the points there. Will paying out, but we'll have a chance to come back here as dealer in East 4. Nice little Pinfu hand. Maybe a 678 Sanshagu brewing in here. Also has a floater Dora. On the right, we have a very nice Pinfu hand. You'd like to fill in the Ryoncon, but other than that, the shapes are great. Across the way, Haku pair, maybe Call and Go, and Hatsu pair on our left. This may be one where one of the dragons come out, get called, the other dragon comes out, it gets called back. Handshake agreement on the Yakuhai, I feel, is going to happen here at some point.
ポン
Well, we see the call here has the south pair as the Yaku, but you can't use it as a pair. So that feels almost like a Honitsu play.
Yeah, we could see. And there was hesitation on the first one. Like, the thought was there. The second one came out and the decision was made.
Tunes, we're going to see a floating on the Daisangen. I guess that would be one way the Haku never comes out.
Well, why win one Yakumon when you can win two? There's a big 7-so draw for Will, though. That's the 6, 7, 8
That is
Sancho play.
Senpai on our right with no Yaku.
So we'll need the south and then switch to a Tonki of some sort. Oh, this works too.
Okay, now you just take your Champon. You can super greedy and cut the 4, 5, 6, but I think you should always cut the 7 here. Just take her out to... No, throws it back. May not even be reading this correctly. Because this is not a Roan on the 6 anyway.
Yes. Here's the Haku. So there's no Hatsupon, but
ポン
we will see the Hakupon. A headless
And
shape.
we see a headless shape. Yeah, another one across the way. This is Tempai for dealer. Would have to reach. He gets the ugly draw and says, nope, don't want it.
This is a primer in headless shapes. That's what this game is all about.
2, okay, can now accept the Dora. This should just be a Ricci, though.
Ricci.
Ricci plus 1, good enough. Waiting on the 3-mon Ricci, Dora 1. That could be Tempai if it's called, but might deal in. Uh-oh,
Oh,
that is
no.
Tempai. You're going to see it at Patsu.
It's
Should be
Furiten.
147 Furiten. Gets away, likely because of the Furiten.
Saved by the Furiten.
Dora is drawn. Just throws it. It is Suji.
Oh, it was Tempai. Maybe not willing to risk the Chuso, though, against the Ilorichi. The Ilorichi can be pretty powerful.
It feels like a fold on our left.
Still 2 of the 3 mon remain in the wall.
Could switch it again, but it'd be Furiten now. Nope, staying on the 6-9. With no Yaku. Dealer still waiting on the 3. There's the 4, close, but that's not it. There's the draw, and you can see the hesitation. Wants to hit Sumo. I think has forgotten the South is not a Yaku when it's used a pair like that. Tempai across the way, now on 3 mon, 5 mon. There's a 5, again, does not deal in, and would be Furiten anyway. Can switch on the 6, and now actually has the Yaku. Got there eventually.
Is this going to be the perfect timing for the South to come out?
There are 2 left, so they have to be somewhere.
North, I really thought. Oh, there it is.
There it is, just a turn off. Managed to pull out the win there. And Charles will pick up 2,500, extend the second place jump, still under 30K, but will be dealer here with a Dora pair and can just hold and go with this one. On the right, very slow, kind of ugly hand. Might even go Kokushi. Across the way, much better hand, but not much value. Has a 1-3 pin, 1-3 so. And on the left, a tune pair that may just be a call and go. So the fastest hand is on our left, but dealer has probably the best hand just from all that value.
We've been making progress to that 3, so is a nice pickup. Gives you Ipeko chance, and it is one away. Kind of tricky to make, to like decide what to cut here. It sticks with the efficiency of the summon, John.
5 comes out. We have an Ishun 10 on the left. Another pair up for dealer. But the hand just stuck waiting on the south here. There is a route that uses the south as a pair with maybe a 6 or an 8 Sanshuku, but it's a long way off.
Home.
Okay, in response to chat, the reason we're watching this game is because we saw a Yakuman on stream.
We picked the right game, unless you're going to tell me that we missed
Missed
the
a
Yakuman.
different Yakuman. There's a Ricci across the way, 3-sided mate, but it's going to be shut down with a 4-side draw. Chun will end it here, pick up a Yaku and the Ricci stick. Will in 3rd place. Dealer here is going to be Peter in South 2 with double Yakuhai. This is a call and go hand on our right. Pinfu hand, nothing fancy. Can accept a door, maybe an Itsu in there. But not even going to consider it. Throws the 1 immediately. Across the way, feels Tanyao. Not really any value there. On the left, we see a 1-mon Pon. The idea is just call pay. Maybe get Honitsu. I guess there are Chanta routes, but they're even harder. Seven pair up, that is still Ishun 10. Yeah, you really want the Dora in that hand, so I like throwing that back. Now, how committed is this going to be to Honitsu? The answer is not fully.
Float that 7-8 idea for a bit, but do you need to pay? Finds the pay.
Oh, gets the pay. Well, now it's not Ishun 10 because it's still headless. The other issue with headless is that when you don't have a pair, it does give you a lot of upgrades.
Well, now I know why Harrison wants us to watch his game. He's Tempai for Toy Toy, Yakuhai, Dora 7.
Home.
There's the South Call by Dealer. Going for the Honitsu here in Monzu. We'll need the East and probably need to pair up another one of these dragons. The Haku, of course, is 2 cut already, so it's not that useful.
Home.
There is the East. The classic 2-call, 1 completed shape, but still messy hand.
Yeah,
This
that's
feels
the
like
Korak
a
classic.
Korak special, yes.
You know you're doing something right when.
Ooh, I like the 7-8 here. Nope, throws the tune. It is a wider Ishan 10, but I feel that was a route to actual value.
Yeah, once again, headless, so.
So that tune can be your pair.
Mm-hmm.
And you really want the 2-3-4, so at that point you have a lot of flexibility options. Ooh, interesting on that 5-so draw. Could cut west-west, but into what dealer's showing, I would absolutely not.
Yeah, that's true. We can't see the north. We can't see.
No, that's just it. Like,
Each.
that feels like it might actually be Shosushi.
Right.
And it's obviously a Honitsu play, so...
Chi.
Well, there's going to be the 6. This is Tenpai waiting on the 4 now. Uh-oh, we might see a deal in.
West is a
Should
natural
reach
cut
Dora
here.
1. Hatsu is
Hatsu's
1
once.
cut, is a little safer. Will
Mm-hmm.
manage to dodge it for now.
Tempai for Will. On the door up. Probably could slam here.
リーチ
In this position, I feel you probably do. Does throw it. 9 feels fine against this.
Yeah.
It's Tsuji on the other end. So how is this 3? There's one of those left.
Nope.
Oh, that's going to deal in. West
Done.
has to come out. If Tenpai's reached, will deal in. Reaching. Aura 1. Any Aura? Nope. Will just be 2,600. And the rich get richer.
Yeah, but I thought that was a fine play from the dealer. Picked the
Oh, for
correct
sure.
the correct order of discards was very nice to see in terms of safety. And of course the last one to come out was the dealer tile.
But with that much value on good weight Tenpai as dealer, you just always shove there.
Absolutely.
This is one of those things where you say, there's no such thing as good dealing. Yes, there is. The game is going to give you the situation where you are supposed to deal in. And that is one of them.
And the reason that they're good deal-ins is because if you're not dealing that in, if you're playing that means you're playing too conservatively and missing chances for points.
Yes.
SL,
All right. Well, we have a dealer here. This is Alex in South 3. Decent Tanya hand with a door as well.
Boom.
On the right, we have a Pinfu hand. We 1, 2, 3 Sanshiku in there. Across the way, you see the Haku Pon. And on the left, that looks like a 6, 7, 8 Sanshiku on the way. Has a 1-mon floater, hoping to get the 2-mon Dora, but it's not that strong. Well, that is Ishan 10 on the left, but all the values is kind of dying. In that situation, you maybe get a little greedier trying to brute force some value out of things. 3, so a great draw across the way. Cuts the 7. Hatsu not of any use to dealer, especially already having cut 3 out there, so we'll hold it to safe dial. This should be the 5. That is now Ryanram and Ishan 10. Although might go Honitsu.
that is a
Let's see what
value
Charles
path.
has in play.
And there are a lot of draws that move you in that direction without giving you tempai, which certainly helps.
Right. Oh, like that. Yeah, just immediately sees that. Okay, we're going. This is a 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 7, 8. So not a pretty shape, but another 4 would make the hand beautiful.
Yeah, one so 4 so. Find your pair. 6 so 9 so also gives you tempai on the 1-4.
You cannot pawn this. You'd be waiting on the last 3 so ultimately.
Yeah, good pass.
You see a Dora locked in the hand on the left. Wanted to get some value out of this and ended up cutting the 6-8, giving up on the Sanshoku. Just wants to Dora pair. Oh, the 2 so is such a good draw.
Doesn't make it any easier to figure out what's going on in this hand, but
No.
you get the 2 and the 5 so into tempai as well as the 1-4 and the 6-9. You also get the 7 so and 8 so pair into tempai too.
Everyone is Ishan 10 except for Dealer, who looked like it was going to be the best hand, but clearly isn't. That is not Tenpai if it is Pawn.
Boom.
is a more flexible shape now, but it is not Tempai.
I guess the previous shape, every single draw gives you Tempai. This one allows you to
Oh,
control
well, there you
the
go.
weight.
You just wait 3-6. There are two, 6-3, so it ends up waiting on the 3-4, takes the Shumpon. There is 1-3 out already. Of course, we know that there's a 3-4 in the hand to the right. I don't think you can cut that 9. Does do so, though. So we have Honitsu Haku across the way, trying to get to that 30,000.
He's just cleared.
Yeah, you can throw that. Oh, there's the 5.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be a win.
No, it would have been on the 3-6. Because there was a 3 out and a 6 out already. But you're stuck on the 3
Each.
regardless.
Yeah,
But
3-6
you
normally is
normally
slightly
take the
better
REA.
weight.
6, this should be a chi. I think you have to take this.
This is a few D10 Ricci though. The one mon was cut earlier.
This should absolutely be a chi. Chi Kathatsu. It's safe. It gets you to Tempai on Gimbutsu, no
Chi.
less. We'll get there.
Oh, the last
No, there's
5.
the 5, and it
Go.
deals in. Dealer shuts it down with the Tanyao Dora 1 and gets the Ricci stick. Game is not over. Still South 3. And Alex has kind of a mediocre hand. No real value here. The 1-2-2-2 is kind of nice. A couple Ryanman, but no real value. Maybe just a Ricci Tanyao type hand on the right. Couple pairs. Might be Chitoy, might just be Tanyao. Across the way. Ugh. You kind of have to brute force the whole Nitsu out of that. It's just not a pretty hand on the left. The best of the bunch. Not a terrible hand, but not a good one. Maybe some sort of 5, 6, 7 Sanshku in there. Well, now you have a Chun. The problem is you need to get some value out of this. It ends up cutting the 7. I would definitely cut the pay, even though it is the Yakuai, because I don't believe in the Honitsu in this hand, but I do believe there's a lot of flexibility in calling. If you get the 5, 6, 7 Sanshku, that's worth every bit as much anyway.
Either also callable route that South ever comes out. Charles, though, holding for the flush, so the South will be retained probably for quite a while.
3 so. That is an upgrade for sure. Should just be the pay or the 4 so. We'll cut the pay. 3 fits in very nicely for dealer's hand. Might even just cut the south-south in a bit.
Yeah, especially given that one player might be making an appearance soon that they're going for a flush. South might get locked up for a while.
Not going to hedge the 2-3-4 Sanshuku.
Tanya just generally more flexible in terms of its callability.
Well, the thing is, if you call the south here, what do you even do? You're locking it into 1 Han. At the same time, it does fix the overlap shape, I suppose. Oh, no, the backfire. I mean, Nathaniel's here on the call, so we have to at least hedge it, or that's going to happen to you.
It's a well-known fact when I'm watching the game that 2-3-4 just happens.
Most Fishing cuts the 4 so here. We'll go ahead and throw the 8. Wants the Dora. Speaking of Dora, it gets drawn by dealer and thrown right back.
There's the South
Doesn't
Nopal.
call the south. Yeah, doesn't take it. Which I think is correct. Now, if the second one comes, you may just have to deal with it. There's the Chun. Calling doesn't make this hand any better, especially when the 8 so was thrown back, because this could have been Tempai.
The plan might just be to play for Ricci given the scoreline.
No, the Rishinomi isn't that good.
Ricci puts Tsumoura, I guess. Here
Well,
we go.
there's Tempai on our
Each.
left.
Step
Should just be a
1,
Rishi.
Ricci.
Not to. 3-6, of course, sees 3 of them and 3 in hands.
Only
Or
one
4
left
in
in the wall.
hands. Yeah, just the 1. Oh, and there's Tempai. This should be a chase. I would reach you this for sure. Will Dama here. This is Pinfu Tanya waiting 5 pin, 8 pin. And I feel this is something a lot of players just aren't used to, is In ladder, when you're up by a lot, it doesn't really make a big difference. In
Mhm.
Armo, you want to keep pushing the advantage. Because that league points, it doesn't matter when you get them. You just need to get them.
Picking up an extra 8,000 points at the end of the game that you're already in a big advantage still counts
Boom.
as plus 8 points compared to a game where you're just going from third place to second place.
Well, especially now you see someone's aggressively calling. This makes me even more willing to Ricci. Haku is live, feels awful against the hand across the way. This is about the only tile you might even consider folding on, and that was the plan apparently. So this first is enough. But I'm much more an advocate of the how much is enough? Just a little bit more.
3-pin clears, so there's a route back to Tempai if you draw 5. Or the Haku, okay.
Oh, just draw the Haku, okay.
This is another one of the deal-in tiles.
Still Dama. No Yaku this time now, so will not deal in.
Chi.
Uh-oh.
This will deal in, though. But as mentioned, it's Richinomi.
House out. 7.
Managed to get out. Of course, I'd have Ricci to Knight of Delta, and I wouldn't have thought anything of it.
Yeah. 7-pin,
Lead
6-pin is
Senpai
also...
on our right.
Ooh.
We'll go ahead and slam it, waiting on
Chi.
the 7 so. How many are out? 3 are out, so it's actually 1 left. The door is still on the wall. We have Tempai across the way on the Harakatanki Haku.
And
And
naturally...
you can't throw any Monzu into this other than the 8, I don't think. There's the 3,
Boom.
deals in. I feel that's kind of a tactical deal in here. You hope there's no Aura flip. Gets 1. Just going to close the gap a little bit. The 2,900 deal in. But Peter is now 3,000 within space of first place, so 2,000 Sumo would be good enough. Madeira is a pretty good hand here. 6, 7, 8 Sanjiku possible, Ipeko possible, or even both. On the right, couple pairs, feels very Tanya. Also Dora across the way. Ugh. You just play. You hope to draw a 7-mon, and then the hand's playable. And if you don't, it's just going to be stuck for probably the whole time. On the left, pretty standard Pinfu hand. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 Sanshiku available. 3-mon is Dora. So, doesn't really affect much here. Hand on the left again a little bit better, though.
Yeah. That 3-pin draw moves us in the direction of Pinfu, Dian Shantan. Looking very strong.
And that's why you hold the 6. Even with a 3, 4, 6, the Hatsu just isn't that useful. I am not an advocate of holding safe tiles on turn 2 or turn 3. If they reach you, sometimes you just need to be willing to die.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that we want the Sanjoku Jamin anyway, so I'm okay cutting the 6-pin in favor of holding the Hatsu here.
Ooh, that is a interesting shape. Dealer might be going for Suwanko.
That would be pretty nifty.
Oh, disgusting Suwanko on the 6. There is only 1 left. 5 so pair up on the right. Could even be going Chitoy at that point, but the shapes still aren't very good. Across the way now is a 3rd pair. I guess you cut 9-mon. Everything's bad.
And 9-pin's dead. 1-pin's once cut.
9-pin. Yeah, 9-pin makes sense then. Yeah, with 2 of them out. Oh, and the backfire on the 3 cut would have filled the Ryanman 1, 2, 3, but would have lost Tanya doing so.
Yeah, naturally there was a reason for it. It was overblocked in terms of the Diamants anyway. Cutting away from the So shape gives you slightly wider acceptance because you are accepting more unique subtiles.
Well, we have an Ishunten across the way and Ishunten in front of us.
wider set of unique tiles for acceptance.
5. Ooh, interesting.
Tanya.
Well, the one
future?
pin pair makes it basically impossible. Yeah, I like the 9. You use the 5 as the Onko, or if you draw something very specific like a 4, you can move it down towards an Ipeco. I like the 9 cut. Interesting, the 9 was cut on the right. Just wanted to go Tanya. I feel there was more value elsewhere, but with the 9 dead, it's pretty useless. So Ishan 10's what, everywhere now?
Toyman is making the Tanya shift, though broke.
Okay, so
Step
no
back.
longer Ishan 10. And Peter trying to make something from this. Want to at least get out of 4th place. At the same time, Richi Sumo Tanya is enough to do so. Sumo Tanya is enough to do so, even. Men's and Sumo, that is.
I wonder when Will's going to open up here. Passes the 4-pin. That would have been a really awkward tempai, but you do want to at least get to tempai.
Ooh, the 7's an interesting draw. Or the 8. So now you have an Ipeco, double Ipeco option. I think 5 pins the normal cut. Yeah. Ryan Peiko
Kang.
Ishan 10.
Con.
Hits the funny button, gets a Dora from it.
リーチ
Oh, on a reach.
And across the way says, thank you very much.
Catches
But
the 7-mon weight, or, yeah, the
the
Shaba.
the ugly Champon doesn't want to cut the Dora. That feels like,
Oh.
oops. Oh, well, now you just have to throw. You have to reach you this. I think I'd cut the 6 even, but you have safe entry with the 8. We'll just take the safe entry. This is Tanya Ipeco for dealer.
Yeah,
チ
it's tough to push against this, the 4th place Ricci. If you deal in, you're probably dropping to 4th.
Oh, and the cheese stopped the 5-mon draw from across the way.
Oh my, so we'll go to Ryukyoku. Everyone tempai.
That
No points
5-mon
exchange
would have
hands.
shut it down. Yeah, everyone tempai at the end there. Dealer has a Pinfu hand, kind of a messy one though. Feels slow, cheap on the right. Pinfu hand, a little bit better, but no value. That's the Haku pair though, so you just call that and go. You don't have to worry about anything else. You have a Dora Yakuai pair like that. Across the way, has a Chun pair. Of course, the Chun is the Dora indicator and a floating Haku Dora. Might even go Chanta type hand with this, but has an interesting 2-2-4 in there. And on the left, feels like a slow. Might be slow Pinfu, but I honestly want to go Honitsu with that hand. That is ugly all over. But at the same time, hit the Yakuban. Is it 64-9? Doesn't need to win anything.
Exactly.
Chun Onko across the way now. We'll cut the 7. Just playing efficiency here. Might end up Doratonki potentially, especially if the 1-pin gets thrown and cut and called.
Yeah, 7-mon definitely feels like you're playing for that Dora as hard as you can.
Well, that's the route to value in this hand. Because you have the Onko, if you're Doratonki, you're going to get the Fu boost, so that's 5,200 there.
Yeah, of course, in this spot, this is where you're checking the score to see what your gaps are and what your condition is. The gap between Toyman and Dealer, 3,800 points. But remember, there's a Ricci Sticks that's really like 2,800. And there's a Homba. And so on a roam that directly from your opposition, that's like double Homba, it's like 600 points. So 2,200 points to make up directly from your opponent.
ポン
Now we see the call there. And now the hand across the way is actually Ishan 10 for a regular hand with the Rishi Chun potentially. Then the Haku would come out.
ポン
But instead going for the Rotanki play, and the question is, do you... Oh, no,
Boom.
it goes for the Haku cut. So I'm trying to figure out what the condition here is. I don't think that's enough.
It is with the Fu. 1,300 direct will do it, but it has to be direct.
Yeah, it has to be direct. You can't really expect that here. Well, just get someone to throw a Riichi stick in. That'd make your life easier. And we have Tempai on the right, 5 mon, 7 mon. And that is Mongon level.
ポン
So you call on the left. Uh-oh. Well, the 8 fits in perfectly here, but with a fairly loose 8 on the left, potentially.
Doing drops out of Tempai.
Doesn't want to throw into this Mongon.
Might also be trying to find a Chanta of some sort.
This could be called for Tempai. Pawn cut 4. Waiting on 7 mon now.
There's a
It would be the
Tempai.
dealing tile, but it's Tempai for
Riichi.
dealer. I think you just have to Riichi this. We'll do so. Riichi Pinfu. You never call this. Oh, and the
Oh.
Ipatsu! You just have to shove here.
4
That's gonna be Riichi Ipatsu Pinfu. You have Mongon, you have to play. And the Ura. Ooh.
Yeah, that's...
Will with the huge win is now just under 30K. And really unfortunate there for Charles. You have to push that.
Yeah, you've got the Mongon there, and you want to get over 30,000 points for the bonus 5 Uma.
Does put a little bit of pressure on Alex, who's trying to keep the dealer under the 30K.
Right, but Alex now only 200 points away from third place, so 2 goals aligned.
Big fight for third and fourth. There you see the immediate call. This is a Chanta play, maybe a Sanjaku with the 7-8-9. Dealer with a fairly slow Pinfu hand has a floating Chundora. On the right, as mentioned, probably a Chanta play. Across the way, feels Pinfu, maybe Itsu, especially if you can get that 7-so or 3-so. And on the left, slow Pinfu hand.
Dealer playing just maximally efficient. There's a consideration to drop 1 mon in the future for Tanyao, but a bigger concern is what do we do with this Dora?
I'd throw it right now. You're a little concerned of it on the right, but you actually have the buffer that if you deal in, it's fine.
And when it passes,
Or
you're
would
very
it be with
pleased.
the home, but it's really, really close.
Kamichao
I
could not
think
have
with
dropped
the
that shoot any
home buy,
faster.
it would. No, the home buy, a direct Mongon deal in would actually be enough to overtake.
Yes.
Across the way, 1-3 Sancho looking very good. Now I have Ishantan on the right for the Chanta. Oh, locks it in there with the 9, so I don't like that. It should always have been the Haku. Because the Chanta Sanjagu is only 1 Han extra, and you lose so much acceptance. Because you can't call that West. You should be Tempai right now.
Yeah.
And I think just realized it.
Maybe more important than the extra Han that Sanchoku give is making sure that Toyman can't catch up to you.
Yeah, is just greeting everything for the Chanta Sanshoku.
リーチ
But I just don't think it's worth it here. In the meantime, dealer Riichi Nomi, 2 5-pin. We see 3 out and 2 in hand, so 3 in the wall. Of course, I believe Will is from Riichi Nomi, so
Will actually fairly regular in the tournament scene.
well, Will's a player who'd been in the scene for a long time and then stopped for a couple years and recently came back, and it's been a regular occurrence. And this is the other problem, because this hand on the right should have just been Tempai ages ago, and now you can't even really fold very well against this dealer hand.
Yeah, it would have actually went on the 3-mon, but still hope.
Yeah, would have there. Tumon, is there incentive to push? The answer is no.
Here's the deal, like normally you might have to worry about that a little bit, but about being able to play another round. But if the dealer just draws out here,
Yeah, you get another round anyway. Well, the other problem is, again, people on ladder are thinking, hey, I get another hand. But in Armel, you don't want dealer to go on these big sumo rampages because you're losing a bunch of points. Is that Pinfu on the left? That is Dama on 2-5.
Oh, it gets there.
And that's just going to end it, and that's going to change fourth place. Another win there for Alex, who's our big winner off the Yakuman early in the game. Just kind of cruised the rest of the way. Took some Damas that one that paid off, one that saved a stick, and the 57.5 with the bonus Uba. Everyone else under 30k will manage to fight back off that Ipatsu, Richi Ipatsu, Pinfu, Uro 1, Mongon to only lose 1.3. In third place, Peter escapes in South 4, was looking really grim there for a while, but managed to get it back, and poor Charles. The really rough draw to deal out of that dealer Ipatsu Mongon when you have Mongon versus Mongon, and then the deal in there on the Dama. So minus 33.8, but has a bunch of games to go.
Yeah, gotta say that Yakuman was the highlight. I think it's already even been posted in the fancy hands in the server. If not, we've had 4 other fancy hands happen today, including that Sanbaimon. I actually kind of want to take a peek and see just exactly went down for Harrison to get that Sanbaimon. But while we are waiting for that, quick peek at the standings. They're not updates have been slow, but Alex, after the huge win, gonna jump into first place overall in the C2 division and already at 189.4. Keep in mind that in this division, if you end with over 200 points, you will earn the double promotion. Oh, well, you'll be eligible for the double promotion.
Will jump all the way to B3 with that 200. Of course, it's always subject to there being available spaces, but it's not really been closed before because you get the double promotions get first claim of any bonuses, and there's just natural churn in the league. Yes, it have to be the 24,000. I don't know what you're stalling for.
Oh, I've got I should figure out who won it. Surely has to be here, right? Yeah. All right, let's hop on over. Let's throw out the wall because we don't need to see that. All right, this looks like a pretty innocuous start for a Sanbaimon. 3 Mondora.
Boom.
All right. Maybe just Hatsu Nan.
Come.
Holds the con, takes the con here. Into 4 Dora.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Boom.
Second Yakuhai.
That's 2
Each.
Yakuhai. This is Ishanten for Hanemon.
Richi Slam.
Boom.
I'm just going to push everything. Now Tempai.
1 Mon, 4 Mon. Double Yakuhai Dora 5. Oh.
Gets the Toy Toy and another
6.
Dora.
7.
Oh,
Richi player
and the
can't hold
deal
it.
in. Absolute death there. Toy Toy Non. Hatsu Dora 7. The expensive end. The 24,000 in the Homba. And the Richi stick. And Harrison going to jump out there over 69,800. Nice.
Yeah, pretty sure Harrison got the first in this one, closing it out after that huge Sanbaimon victory. Not that frequent that you see 7 as your Dora mark, but that is the miracle
cons
that
into
con.
4. 4 with the cons, and then the deal in on the original Dora. Managed to switch it to that Toy Toy with a huge value upgrade there at the end, doubling it from the Hanemon all the way to a Sanbaimon.
All right, one of several big hands that we saw in today's games. Loads of great action on tonight's Wednesday broadcast. And of course, we'll be bringing you more Mahjong every Wednesday that we can. I think we We had one that we did a Thursday instead of a Wednesday, but that's okay. Weekly Mahjong here at the American Ricci Mahjong League. Thank you, Korak, for hopping in and sharing the booth. Dustin earlier
Thank you.
to catch
Thank you for running it, making these broadcasts don't happen unless someone's actually running the stream. So it's always appreciated when that is done. This is when we do our obligatory plug for the socials. It just at American Ricci everywhere. Twitter, YouTube. I think it's at American Ricci. And of course, the website at AmericanRicci.org. You can always sign up for the next season. We are always open, but of course, next season won't start until the next quarter, which would be the beginning of September. Sign-ups will end earlier than that, though, because we have to design the leagues and make sure we have a head count.
Yeah, and that will be it for us. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next broadcast with American Ricci Mahjong League.
Take care, everyone.